Oh, this meeting is being live streamed. You just told me
Yeah.
we're live. Okay. Well, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages, you have these three wonderful jabronis on your screen now. Isn't that fancy? We're here live. Well, no, we are live at our bundle homes, but we are gonna watch Survivor Series War Games tonight, streaming live. We're gonna have loads of fun. Some cursing, throwing people through windows. No, I'm only kidding. I get some tables out and have some fun. No? Yeah? Okay, no? That's fine.
I agree. It could be fun. I am always
Okay.
missing chords. I can never find chords that I want. It's highly upsetting.
I am hearing weird feedback in my headphones right now. I don't know why.
Ooh, feedback. Echo, echo, echo.
Hello, hello, hello.
Could be, I got my TV
Echo,
above right
echo,
here. Got the
echo.
Survivor Series right in front of my face. Could be something from that in my Roku or something. Who knows? Who knows?
Echo, echo, echo. Pinch hitting
I'm just
for
waiting.
Pedro
So where are you guys right
Marrone.
now? You guys got the loud screaming siren, like the tornadoes coming siren with the cage coming down?
I don't know because I have it on mute.
Yes, the cage is coming down. I hear
I
that
mean, I see
loud
the cage
sound.
coming down. Yeah.
Okay, then we're all about the same spot. Good. We don't
So
have to.
we're starting with the women tonight. This is glorious. I'm
Oh, I got Bianca Belair theme music and signage up. That's where I am.
Yeah, they just cut to the shower. I see Bianca. So,
Okay,
I'm
so we're
probably
relative. We're within a couple seconds of each other.
Yeah, I'm a couple seconds behind.
so,
Bianca's
seconds
music
behind.
just hit. Go ahead, Pat. So go
so
ahead.
I
know
guess
you want to
while
talk really bad tonight. Okay, go ahead.
Well, I mean, as we're watching Bianca come out here and wear that tag belt, we should probably maybe briefly talk about the Bianca Jade situation.
There's a situation.
Oh, did Bianca was she the one that put Jade Cargill into the car?
There's all this talk about I've seen multiple things, like multiple reports from different people saying Jade is hurt, Jade's not hurt. Like it's been like multiple people have said both things.
Yeah, I've
And
seen more of the hurt
and I
than the
think I
not,
also saw
but
something today that said, like, yes, she's hurt. No, she's not hurt. Yes, she is hurt, but they're going to work through it, and it's still mostly storyline. And then there's also the reports that have been out there that Jade and Bianca don't like each other.
yes, I've been reading that more and more the past month.
And I'm like,
They're like the same freaking character.
and I'm like, now, and yes, I am going to have to do this. I didn't really want to, but I thought of it now.
Okay.
But if it's true that Jade and Bianca don't like each other, notice how they're still able to somehow work with each other?
Yes, and I gotta make a
Correct.
quick mention too. Is Naomi wearing a birthday hat? It's my birthday hat.
Yes, that very much looks like a birthday hat.
Fantastic. At first, I thought it was a unicorn like thing, but then I took a closer look.
Well, it could maybe supposed to be because she's always doing that unicorn bullshit.
I mean, yeah. Okay, maybe.
Did you get EO Sky to come out there yet, there, Joseph?
Yeah.
All right. I did pause
Yes.
mine for like 4 seconds to kind of sync up with you a little bit more.
I am seeing EO.
Yeah, he was showing up for me.
And now Bailey's coming out.
Yep, that's where I am too.
At some point one day, I will figure out how to use YouTube's, chat as I just had it, and now the chat has disappeared on me. So frustrating, but it's okay. It is all good.
This is an interesting War Games team. Because here comes the last person, which is Rhea Ripley.
Yeah. I mean, to a certain
It's like
extent,
everybody that was a bad guy is now a good guy. and on his team.
Well,
Well, I don't think Bianca's ever been a heel.
Except for Bianca.
And I don't
She's
think
never
Naomi,
won.
well, has Naomi ever really been a heel?
no.
No, hasn't she? I thought she was maybe for just a slight moment.
Maybe
I guess like if it was so brief, yeah, that I don't friggin' remember. Yeah.
I think she was more of a tweener per se at one aspect, but a true heel, I don't think so. Well, look at Rhea with that mask.
I know.
Okay.
It's very scary looking. I'm scared. I'm triggered.
So
I mean, mommy can scare me anytime she wants.
I mean,
I'm just saying, but
I
mean,
get
you
it.
know.
She's got to have a mask because she broke an orbital bone, didn't she?
Yeah,
Yes.
something like that.
So
Well,
I know she's got to have the
She didn't
mask.
break it. Somebody else broke it.
Well, yeah.
But yeah. Ooh, Bailey's gonna start. Okay, I kind of figured she would. I had a feeling.
Bailey kind of makes the most sense out of this five-some to start.
Yes.
Rhea will definitely be coming in last.
Yes, absolutely. Why would you?
I,
have
I,
her
I
say
feel
Bianca
pretty
was-
confident in saying that.
I'm gonna say Naomi's second, Io's third, then Bianca, and then Rhea.
So is Jade Cargill honestly hurt? Is that where we
That's-
are? She just hurt because of the car incident.
Well,
That's
the
what's
reports
unclear.
That's the
say-
storyline that we're getting. She's hurt because of the car incident, right?
Yeah, it's kind of unclear. Like I
but
said,
there's-
I've seen people saying both things.
But there's other reports saying that she legitimately is hurt, hence why she's not in this on the card
Yeah.
tonight. But then people are like, no, she's not really hurt. And it's like there's a little
But it's a
back
good
and
way for them to
forth.
play it off, even if she is legitimately hurt. Say, okay, she got put through a car, she can't wrestle in this match. She hasn't been cleared by doctors, blah blah blah,
Well, yeah.
and a
Was
lot on the
there-
blah blah blah.
Pat, did they release the order of the card tonight? I did not look.
No, I didn't see anything.
I mean, I
Well,
figured
Nia
the
Jax's
women's
hair
would
is
be-
quite big.
Yeah, I figured this was going to be the first match. I'm kind of thinking maybe next match might be Shinsuke versus LA Knight.
I almost thought you were going to say Schnitsky. I was like, oh no,
Nice.
like, they brought it back.
Well,
And then
it'll either be one of the two secondary title matches. So either Shinsuke LA Knight or the Intercontinental Triple Threat.
I kind of think it might be Shinsuke and LA Knight, and then the heavyweight
Candice
title,
LeRae.
and then the triple threat match.
That could be, yeah. I'm
So
gonna
I
be
see. I see in both matches they put people in here that have no relevance in the women's division.
I'm going to be blatantly honest here with you again. I do not see the point in Candice LeRae, and I never have.
NXT, yes, main roster. It's never truly worked for her on the main roster.
Who's that?
Now, this is interesting.
Who hasn't really worked on the main roster?
Candice LeRae.
Oh yeah,
This
Small
is a little
moments.
interesting to me. Tiffy doth not have briefcase with her.
Oh yes, she does not.
I kind of figured she would still just have it with her, right? Now, out of this particular five-some, I have a hard time trying to, in my mind, figure out who's going to open the match because
well,
none of these five heel women strike me as being workhorses.
I would probably pick Candice, honestly.
yeah, either Candice LeRae or Raquel. I would.
No,
I
Raquel's fragile.
is she fragile?
Yeah,
Really?
she's been out with a couple injuries. Well, one was actually like a health thing; it wasn't an injury.
Yeah,
But-
yeah, it was more health.
Why does Raquel look like a LA like Latina mommy?
They've been trying to find a look for her since she came back and formally aligned with Judgment Day and everything. And I don't think they've done it. They're going to start Nia.
Oh, that's so
Wow,
she can
really?
kill Bailey.
Nia
All
is
right,
the one who I
haven't gotten to that
definitely.
point yet, but okay, Nia's starting. Interesting.
I was
So
going to say Nia is the one who I would have definitely picked last among the
Wow.
five to be the first one in
So
there.
Nia's
I was gonna say Liv should be the first one in there, but since she's like the captain, she shouldn't be the first one in there.
so so
Nia's got a long.
I
way
know
to go.
that Raquel and Liv came out together, but I have to say the two that came out, essentially the last person out for both teams had the most, and it's nothing against once again, I'm just gonna say it is nothing against freaking Rhea Ripley because I know she's got the mask for a reason, but um, Raquel looks absolutely ridiculous in that getup.
Yo, she's the female version. They're creating their own LAX. The female version LAX right there. That's what they're doing.
It's
That's what they're
You know,
doing.
in other
oh
news,
my god, she was supposed to throw another punch and Bailey was supposed to duck it and she forgot to throw the punch.
yeah,
It
Oh
happens.
boy,
I'm just telling you, Nia is still just not good.
no, she's not. She can't. She can't remember anything.
Oh, I just saw
Once
the
you get past,
I just saw the mishap.
all right, so we're like a couple seconds ahead of you. I'm gonna pause for 4 again.
Okay,
It's
I
okay.
will too.
Okay,
One,
it's no worries.
2, 3, 4.
All right.
My
Well,
my
we don't want to
clock
give you any
shows-
surprise moves away.
Yeah.
my clock on my screen says 4:25.
Oh
I'm
wow,
at,
we're
I'm
like
at,
10 seconds ahead of
I'm
you.
at 4:12.
Yep, that's where I am. All right, I'm
I'm
gonna
at
pause, and you let us know when you get to
4:18.
4:05.
Oh Christ. I'm at 4:10. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5.
Okay.
Thank you, WWE, for putting a clock up so we could try to synchronize
Yeah, I
ourselves.
know. That really
I
helped.
know it's the best thing ever, right?
All right. So yeah, it's like Nia from a wrestling standpoint of being like a big dominating looking female wrestler, impressive. But she has never gotten to a point where, in my opinion, that she has like been Bam Bam Bigelow good. Like Bam Bam
I get what you're
Bigelow,
saying,
big guy
yeah.
could wrestle.
Was
Typhoon.
extremely agile.
Typhoon was a good in-ring performer for a big guy. So was Earthquake. Was a
Yeah,
good
because
in-
Earthquake had the sumo background.
you know, even we'll go as far as we'll go with Yokozuna before he got too heavy.
Yoko before he got too heavy was extremely agile.
Yeah.
Vader.
Vader, like those were big guys that could do big moves, but also could be agile enough to work with pretty much anybody in the ring, and they kind of did, you know. But she is lumbering all the time. Like she never does anything that's fast. She looks uncoordinated at times.
Lumbering is a very good word. And see, all right, that sequence right there is made no sense. Like Bailey gets whipped in the corner, but starts like she crawls up the turnbuckle, and then she started crawling up the cage, and then Nia just dump out, and then just grabbed her off and like was going to put her into a Samoan drop. It's like, so what was Bailey trying to do there exactly?
Set up Nia Jax.
Well, yeah, but it was like again, it was like, and again, I'm one who is of the slow it down
What? She's taking her
school
strap
of thought these
off.
days.
Strap on off.
Oh,
What is
Bailey's
that,
taking
shoulder
off her
protector?
sling, I guess. But
Oh, she's gonna whip her. Oh,
there is
Slap her
going
in the face
too
with it.
slow. Anyway, what I was trying to say is, can you believe it's not the exact date, but can you believe that it's been 18 years since we all attended Survivor Series in Philadelphia?
It's been a long time.
Really?
Yeah, it was 2006.
Wow. That's
The
crazy.
Survivor Series that I saw somebody called that I saw when I was reading an article earlier today call it forgettable.
Was I? I wasn't there for that Survivor Series. That was you and Joe and probably our friend AJ.
Yeah, but I thought for sure somebody else was there. Maybe it was Sean. I thought you were there,
Might have been
John.
Sakamoto because
Sakamoto was the other one, I think.
Okay.
yeah, because I went for Money in the Bank.
Oh,
I saw,
that's nice, Naya.
I saw. Did I see Raw down there too? I think I saw Raw down there.
I've seen multiple pay-per-views and SmackDown. I don't know if I ever actually saw Raw in Philly now that I think about it.
Oh, just to warn our audience, I will be having dinner delivered because I did not have dinner before we started.
Yeah, I
So-
made sure to get dinner before we started.
So I
I'm
will
just
be
like,
having
it's gonna take too goddamn
spaghetti
long.
served to me.
Oh,
You know,
that's-
I thank my
that's
wife and
nice.
daughter. My daughter's cooking it. My wife this is my wife's dinner that my daughter wanted to make. She wanted to make my wife dinner for her birthday.
Oh, how
That's
nice.
good.
That's a load hitting you right in the face.
Yes, it is.
Wide load.
listen.
And
So
hit her right with the white part too. That's
uh,
that's disgusting.
I know we have two new women's titles, mid card titles.
Yes, I've heard a lot of problems.
And here's the thing. Here's my take on this. Their women's division is getting bigger.
Yes.
Not necessarily
Hence,
better.
I I understand. It's getting bigger. And the tag belts sometimes are relevant, sometimes are not. So
I'm
you
really
only
kind of
have
hoping that Naomi like fumbles that and like not hurts herself, but kind of inadvertently hurts herself with not hurting herself with that stupid hat that she has on.
Did she just take out a toilet seat?
we'll see.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wait,
And a
they're doing
colorful.
three. Okay. Now they're going to do 3 minutes between, not two.
Yeah, I read that.
Now she takes the birthday hat off. And of course, again, this is defying. I think I've said this before. I don't remember if it was last year or 2 years ago. We were once again defying all war games logic by having the face team have the man advantage, or in this
Yes.
case, woman advantage.
Yeah.
I know it's
And the fact
Nia
that
that's
there
in the ring, but
and the fact that there are weapons too.
well,
Again.
we've seen those again before, and like I just expected that. But I know I wish they would do it without it, and I wish, of course, there would also be a top on the goddamn cage.
The top doesn't bother me as much.
I would prefer a
I
top
know it
two.
bothers you because you like the way the original ring was kind of set up for war games. I get that.
Yeah.
Um,
I
the
mean,
thing
and
that
so long as the top is tall enough, which this one is. I mean, we don't need another instance where Sid almost, kills Brian Pillman, but
Yes.
yes,
Okay.
it's one of those things like
R.I.P. Sid.
War Games is already one of those type of matches that is brutal enough. It's got the cage, it's got the two rings, you got the metal plate in between the rings. Like there's enough stuff to hurt yourself on in the ring and around the ring that you don't need to introduce weapons to it.
Right. There have
Unless you're
been
going to say this is extreme war games, and then you might as well bring ECW back and throw those guys in it too.
yeah. I mean, there's been plenty of great War Games matches that I know it was 30 to 35 years ago and everything, but that didn't involve weapons and everything. And the other problem then when you start bringing the weapons into it, then it becomes too much like those goddamn AEW matches, which are shit shows. I'm
And
sorry.
why a
Back to
toilet
my
seat?
opinion. Back to my point.
Yes,
Back to
go
my
ahead. Sorry.
back
You
to
Sorry,
my
Dan.
well
belts.
back to your belts. Yes.
It's all good. It's all good.
Back to you.
After these messages. Listen, I think it's a good idea to add them because the women's division's getting bigger. Yes, not always better, but bigger. And the other belts, they have so many women now, they don't know what to do with them. And I feel like they put them in these little mini factions and groups and it doesn't do any justice. So at this point, I just want to see how relevant they make the mid-card titles and we'll go from there. I mean, they might make them relevant for a while and they'll die down like everything else does, but I think it gives opportunities to others to kind of showcase themselves and get put on TV and so forth and in pay-per-views. So we'll see. I think it's a good thing, but we'll see once again, how they handle it.
All I'm going to say is this. I hope Nia washed her booty hole before she did that. I don't know if that's what that was supposed to be.
Oh,
I don't think that's what that was supposed to be.
they didn't almost get her over on that back body drop.
Yeah, I think they were going for the flapjack, and Nia turned it into a back body drop.
That's the thing. That's a good point. I mean, did she? Yeah.
Hey, they
They called
improvise
flapjack.
and
She heard back body drop, and she's like, "Okay, I can do that."
It's like Nia, the flapjack is easier.
Yeah.
Hey, if they improvise, it's fine. Hey,
Improvise is fine as long as they don't hurt themselves. And that looked
Improvise
like
is fine
it was
so long
almost a hit.
as long as nobody ends up with a broken freaking neck. Oh, see, okay, now, see, oh my God.
Oh, what the hell was that? You even heard her go, "No, like I can't hit you in the head."
I don't have the sound on, so I'm not hearing anything. But
Oh yeah, she goes when she went to hit Naomi in the head. She's like, "No," and then she did that little thing on her back.
now, see, okay, now here's why that's funny. Because to me, with the sound off, it looked like Naomi was trying to deke her, and Nia was smarter, saying, "Oh, you're going to cover your head? Fine, I'll just hit you in the side." But then what I was laughing about is that when Nia hit her, and then when Nia went and hit Bailey, those were Hogan-esque chair shots in terms of their intensity. You remember because remember Hogan was the Hogan chair shot, So
Here,
Joe doesn't even know what to say.
I
We're
don't
only
know
in the
what the fuck to
first
say.
match.
I don't know what to fucking say about that. Here,
that's
what
all
I
I've
was
got to
actually
say
getting
about
to
that.
is I listen to a lot of wrestlers' podcasts, former wrestlers, their podcasts and whatnot. And I know one of the things that has been getting on their nerves or under their skin is that the word botch. Like they don't like the word botch
It
at
is
all.
overused.
It very much is.
It's very overused. It's like one small, minute mistake and it's a botch, no matter how big or how small.
Why
They
can't we
sit
call
there
them miscommunications at certain times?
and listen, mistakes happen, things don't go the way you want. And I think for the most part, several of them said, listen, we know what we're doing in the ring. Yes, we have a sequence of moves we're doing, but this is live. This isn't recorded where if we make a mistake, we can go back, rewind, and then redo it again and make it work. One of them said this isn't like the 90s where certain SmackDowns were like taped and you can sit there and edit stuff out and things of that nature. Listen, this is live. You only get one take to do this stuff. Sometimes it works perfectly,
This
and
looks
other
very
times
bad.
it does not work
Oh,
perfectly.
she overshot her.
Yeah, she did. That's like that seems to be their take with a lot of stuff because some of them are getting really irritated when they're trying to watch these guys do their job and girls do their job, and yeah, a mistake happens. And they even said, listen, there's been some mistakes that have hurt people, and that's not good. But like the whole botch thing is taken over, and they think it's a little ridiculous from
It's,
several of them.
in my opinion, and I'm going to use this a lot today. I'm going to say a lot of in my opinion.
Well, I mean,
A botch is where you do a move and you royally mess it up. Not a miscommunication where it's like, okay, like the back body drop that might have maybe was supposed to be a flapjack. That's a miscommunication. Okay, that's not a botch. A botch is where you're like, okay, I'm going to do a Ghostbuster and you hurt the guy. That's a botched move. Like you did not do that move safely and now you've hurt somebody.
To me, a botch is not when somebody tries to like springboard up to the top turnbuckle and their foot slips.
Yeah, that's not a botch.
I mean, that's a mistake. It's a slip up, but it's not a botch.
Yeah. A botch, he
Unless they
goes up
were
to the
holding
top. He
somebody at
starts
the
to slip,
time.
goes up to the top rope, grabs the guy, and brings him down with him, and now he's broken arm or something.
I mean, a botch is Owen Hart tombstoning Stone Cold.
Yes, that was a botch move for sure.
You know, I mean,
I
I can't really think of another one right off the top of my head. But what I was going to say is that as far as those wrestlers saying, botch is overused, yes, I would agree it is because, like I said, to me, a botch is, something else, whatever. And they're talking about, like, well, it's not like in the 90s when this and that. Well, 2 points about that. Number one, since they said, well, SmackDowns were taped, and yes, and thank God when Darren Drozdov got injured, that was on a SmackDown and not on a Raw.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank God.
Edit that out.
But also, I would say there's another reason why the botch gets overused more, and everything now. It's because everything is too fast, too intense, too everything's got to be like a hard-hitting move and everything. If they just slowed it down,
So
they probably
the last
have
sequence,
less botches.
So the last sequence that we just saw right before this, they're on the rope beating the crap out of Nia. Bianca did a really cool move off the top, but I thought she was going to hurt herself just because she almost landed with the chair open and like crushed her fingers.
Yeah, that was a good spot though. It was a good move.
And it was a decent spot. It was a little slow getting to that point because she threw the chair and Nia almost dropped the chair.
Yeah, I was
and
gonna say
then she had
Nia
to kick
almost
it.
dropped the chair, and then Nia went back into the buckle very slow. Yeah, see, Nia is just slow, and see the problem. And what makes that kind of more glaring is because all these other women are moving so fast.
Nia,
Now, I'm not saying it's
and
a
what
good
was that?
bad.
Nia
See,
just
here's the thing, Nia. Here's the thing. put the chair next to Nia and just be like, Nia, hold the bottom, and we're gonna do this move, and then put your arm. Like, I don't. It makes it look fake when you do it like that, and the
Right.
camera
She leaned
angle.
forward, had the chair way far away from her, and then when she got hit, she fell backwards, and the chair never even touched her. So all we got was and the camera sees that, like, so we see that you only held the chair to get the noise from the chair in that move.
And it really didn't hit you. So it's
Yeah.
kind of like it's challenging.
And now this is kind of hysterical because Nia's been taking kind of the most punishment in this match. She's holding the title, the main title on SmackDown, and she's looking kind of weak in this match now so far. Ever
Yeah.
since it was one-on-one with her and Bailey. And, one
Well,
of
at
the
least
things
we got another wrestler in here.
Yeah.
And
I
like
like
Stratton
Tiffany.
can wrestle, Bailey can wrestle, Bianca can wrestle. And from what I've seen of I can't remember her name. Why can't I remember her name? The other girl, the
Tiffany,
other
Io, Candice.
Candice LeRae. She looks like she can do pretty good in the ring. So
Yeah, Candice is a good worker.
the only one that can't really go in this is still Nia. Like, and there's no eliminating. There's no eliminations in this, so she's here for the remainder of the match. So they got to.
And remember, of course, since this is War Games, technically the match hasn't started yet.
Yes. So they should. I think what they should have done is protected her more, and maybe put her in last, and made her come in strong, be the powerhouse, do a couple power moves to knock down the team, and now that match starts, and now they can kind of be on the upper hand, and if they're supposed to lose, they eventually lose by some crazy thing that happens that the good guys do.
They are
Yeah,
asking
that's what I
her
thought
to
they were
do a
gonna do,
lot
too.
in this match by starting off first with Bailey. I get they have history, but let's manage the match. That's my
Yeah, put Candice LeRae in, give her spotlight in this match.
Yeah.
You know, I haven't really seen much of her. I don't really know much about her, but from what I've seen,
work,
she looks
yeah.
like she can, is pretty decent in the ring, can
Yeah,
hold
she's
her
good.
own.
And see, once again, there we had a sequence where they just did like Tiffy did like the blockbuster, and Nia was doing like the Samoan drop combo there. Once again, they were moving at two different speeds. And I'm not saying, again, I'm definitely not saying it's a botch, but I'm just saying you can tell that they're moving at two different speeds. Like, Tiffy would pretty much already grabbed a hold and was like over before Nia was really dropping.
Yes.
Correct.
I'm just saying that Nia is slow.
Oh, welcome, Shane.
Hello, Shaney.
fellas?
And of course we also didn't mention, because it was a couple minutes ago now, the other heel women looked really pissed that Candice kind of pushed her way to the front there.
All right, can we get somebody to come in without grabbing weapons? Nope.
Yeah, this is what I was gonna say. I'm very curious if
He was like, "Where's the weapons at? God damn it!"
I'm very curious if in a week or so Cornette will even bother to review this match on his podcast, because one of my big criticisms of Cornette is that he's really too dismissive of the women, but he's especially dismissive of women's gimmick matches where they like do stuff like this. I can't remember what he said about last year's women's War Games match, but I can just hear him running out going, and now Io runs out, and goddamn, she goes looking for a fucking weapon, and there's no fucking weapons on her. She's got to run around the other side of the goddamn ring.
And how obvious can you make it that she was supposed to carry this up the side of the cage by attaching a strap to it or some kind of corded thing so she can carry it on her shoulder and not have to hold it?
Yeah, now we're at the point of the match where it's like I gotta stop taking it seriously too, because now we've gone from weird to ridiculous.
This is really bad.
The actual overall wrestling has not been terrible. It's all the extras with the weapons every time somebody comes in, because it's like up the ante, up the ante, up the ante.
Right.
And now it's to the point, like you just said, Pat, it's borderline ridiculous because, yeah, there just happens to be a weapon under there that has a sling on it so you can carry it. Like,
Yeah.
what?
And Cornette's point is always like, if you see the women beating themselves like this and they're able to, get up from it, how are you supposed to believe that anything could hurt the men, or
Whew, that looks scary.
I didn't know where that was going.
I thought she was going on her head. I seriously did.
Yeah, I think when Rhea Ripley comes out. She's gonna grab a machete from under the ring.
Start hacking
That's
parts
the
off.
only. Yeah, that's what we're. That's
Well, no, what I was gonna say, what did they use in the blood and guts match at the end?
Real blood and guts. I don't know. I don't
Oh,
remember. I missed it.
uh, the fire, the fire,
Oh, that's
the
right. It was the yeah.
fire,
Oh yeah. No, yeah. He poured gas on him, and he was
the
threatening to light him
fire.
on fire. Right.
I mean, uh, this.
So the trash can is still up in the corner. So
Yes.
let's see if we ever use that.
That's gonna that's
Is
gonna
it-
be the
is it-
thing that gets used at the end to end. That's gonna be like the final move that ends the match, or some
Right.
ridiculous spot off the top of the cage.
I know there's a tiny little, let's just for lack of a better word, call it platform up there
Yeah.
that it's resting on, but it still looks a tad precarious. That like if it gets jostled just right, it going to come falling down.
I know that's the other thing too.
And isn't it interesting that there's platforms in the two corners that we can see? I now got to pay attention to the other two corners that I haven't paid attention to.
Yeah, like
On
on the
where the
far,
door is.
on the two far corners, you can see those little platforms up there. I don't know about the near corners.
Yeah, I need to check, pay attention when she gets in when
Oh, so
Raquel
Liv is going
gets in the ring.
last. Okay.
If you so the last two, I made the comment, Shane, before you got
Yes.
on. I don't know if you were watching before you jumped on.
There's
that-
Jeremy. There's platforms.
Oh, there is platforms. Okay, so there's platforms in every corner. Ooh, maybe you can have a 4-star, 5-star splash. Everybody splashes from the top rope with a 5-star frog splash.
More tables. Okay.
But
6 stars,
Raquel
six
and
stars if it was in the Tokyo Dome.
She's like, God damn it, ref, where's the fucking shit I'm looking for? She's
but
like, "Oh, I
Raquel
don't know."
and Rhea Ripley have the most ridiculous looking outfits of the night.
I
For the
concur.
winner.
Listen,
Okay.
I told you. Raquel's going for the female group of LAX. Come on. I mean, listen. Where they're going here.
I look
Okay,
at
so she didn't bring a table in though. She took it out, but didn't bring it in.
I look at Raquel's outfit.
There's already a table in there. She was good. She's like, oh, there's one in there. Okay.
I look at Raquel's outfit, and my first thought is, damn, I hope she can breathe in that thing. I mean, I know there's a lot of exposed skin, but what I'm saying is, I mean, she looks like she like did they have to like, put
Ugh.
her into the outfit, not put the outfit on her.
Yeah. Very true. I see what you're saying.
So yeah, she definitely has the they call I remember when Conan was rocking the cholo look in WCW.
Yeah.
Was that when was that the LAX group, his LAX group?
Well, that
or
was
beginning
that
of
was,
it.
Well, no, that was when he was, NWO Wolfpack. He was doing that stuff, and then when he went to TNA, they started doing AAA, and then TNA. They started doing the Wolfpacks.
I think
Yeah, it's the
LAX
Wolf Pack
stuff.
there.
I think technically he started that look even before the Wolfpack. I think he started with that look when he was in the Dungeon of Doom.
Well, he might have. I don't remember.
But I have come across some TikToks
Ow.
of
My back.
like they have these big like cookout. It looks like a giant cookout where there's DJs and stuff like that, and there's these women that are probably our age and like grew up during that time era of like the cholos and stuff like that when that was a thing, and they're still rocking all the gear and the long nails and everything like that. I was like, that's crazy, but it's pretty cool.
Oh, Rhea's looking awfully bouncy tonight.
Yeah, I noticed that earlier.
Mommy always looks bouncy and great.
Yeah,
Well, she's usually wearing something that's a little tighter.
yeah. Well, she's usually not wearing like a bikini top.
Yeah,
either.
that's what I meant. That was what I meant.
No, okay.
Nor a pig's face.
I thought that was like a ram's thing.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
The ram skull.
No, but
I guess
the
it could be
snout
a-
is what threw me off.
Oh, there's a snout.
The snout.
Oh,
I thought
No,
there
you're
was.
right. There is a snout on it. There is.
I guess I didn't look that closely at
It's
it.
weird hybrid goat
pig.
snout. Yeah.
Okay. Is it?
Oh, come on.
Is it a warhog?
Oh my god.
I like to call it the warhog.
It's a poop.
Oh, there's the
Toilet
toilet
seat to the
seat
back.
again.
Nia Jax literally stood there and did nothing
Yeah,
as
this
the other
is
two beat on her.
At some point, somebody's going to have that toilet seat like put around their neck, and they like slam the seat down, right? I mean,
Yeah, they did put it
I
around
would
Nia
think.
Jax's head, but they didn't actually do anything with it. They just put it on her head. Like, that was a terrible spot of the double stunner.
well, if they just put it on her head and it didn't actually do anything, then it was meta commentary.
Yeah.
yeah. I'm a few seconds behind you guys. This is.
Yeah,
I should have joined just after this match. Just gone and done something else. It disappoints me every time, every single time.
Yeah, now Rhea's holding the toilet seat and gesturing with and she broke it on Raquel's thick back. Since it always, well, I said that because they were always, they were always making think about how like Raquel had like the back muscles and everything.
Bailey's using one side of night.
If there are any women that watch this,
hair.
we're going to be all kinds of PC'd for incorrectness.
Oh, a bulldog on the toilet seat.
Hey, that was the best move that Nia Jax did at clothesline.
Cover, I guess, actually.
Ugh.
She's headbutting her throat. That's a new one. I guess she's acting like she's invincible. Yeah, I don't know what the fuck that mask is supposed to be. There's like 4 animals on that.
B4B. What is that supposed to mean? B4B. Is that she supporting the B4 movement? Is that what she's trying to say there?
The hell's
It has a meaning,
movement?
but I don't know what it is.
Now Liv looks like she's all worried to get in the ring.
The B4 movement is a political stance since Trump was the president-elect.
Oh, I've missed that one.
It's a woman's thing.
I've been not
everything
paying much
behind
attention to the news lately. So
And there goes Liv. She's leaving.
okay, somebody's got to force her into this thing. Technically, the match can't start until she enters the ring.
Well, that's why. Maybe she's going back to get a backhoe. Oh, she got a baseball.
Oh,
that
she
makes
got a
sense.
baseball bat.
And it's all blinged out.
Bling bling, mother.
I got my plastic wiffle ball bat here that they painted with black spray paint to make it look real.
Well, it's probably like rubber or something.
It's probably real. Just
That bat is longer than she is tall.
That's
like
not true.
That's Pete Rose's bat.
Somebody's obviously going to hit.
Who is doing the announcing? Because the one that used to do it, she quit or got let go.
Well, Samantha Irvin left. They flashed it up before who it was, and
Alicia was it like is her name's I think her name's Alicia.
I don't remember what it said now. It's not Lillian Garcia. I know that much.
I must say, I like the fact that Ripley took the mask off. I do like the makeup that she's got going on.
She has to be careful though with her injury, though. That's my problem, taking the mask off.
Well, maybe again the injury.
Well, and having Nia be the one that comes up from behind her and knocks her out and knocks Liv out of her hands was probably not the smartest move in this thought, because it looked like
Nia that was a hit.
See, this is also weird now in that it makes what they're doing right now makes them all look subservient to Liv, even Nia, which she shouldn't be since she's also a champion, Like that really should have been Liv, Candice, and Raquel holding Rhea, not Nia. That's my 2 cents.
Ooh, she broke out the handcuffs from the boobs.
She and Dom have a kink.
Yeah. I feel like I don't know. We're gonna see Dominic Mysterio tonight or no? We're gonna see the Dirty Dom.
No. Only if
the heels win, yeah, you might see them. But other than that, I don't think so.
Nia pushing Io
because the other War Games is the new bloodline against the old bloodline, correct?
Yes.
Fantastical. That's exciting.
Well, it is because CM Punk. Jeremy, remember last year's Survivor Series
Not really.
when CM Punk came back?
Jeremy's like, no. He's like, oh, please, I'm getting my food.
Okay, well, if you recall, Joe was unavailable to join us that night for some reason, so AJ was on with us for a while. Oh, Jeremy must be getting his food delivered. Well, I can still continue with the story. And
Yeah,
AJ
so-
was on with us for a while, but AJ dropped off before the very end of the show. And when Punk came back, I think I even said something like, thank God AJ dropped off.
So my son is going through this phase of things are not fair.
How old is he again?
He's 8.
Tell him he's got at least 10 more years of that.
So he's starting to get a little whiny at times. And he goes, Dad, I was all the way upstairs in my room, and they called me to go get the plates from the basement. I was the furthest one. I said, well, maybe it's because Mommy and Sissy were doing something to get dinner ready for you. Maybe that's why they asked you to get the plates. Oh.
I love though how his
If
reasoning
that wouldn't have
is-
been the reason, it would have been like, that's not fair to make me come all the way from the upstairs to the very downstairs to get plates.
I do love how his reasoning is based on practicality and logistics, though.
Yeah,
Yes.
I mean, yeah, he's on the right path.
Oh,
And it wasn't just I don't wanna.
This looks dangerous.
What?
Wow, okay.
Are they?
Oh,
Oh,
I gotta see
she
this.
did
I gotta.
this last year.
Oh,
Didn't she?
why is she
yeah, I
going?
thought so.
I think
Oh,
she did it
God.
last year too.
She's
yeah.
just diving backward. Oh my God, so unnecessary, dangerous.
Yeah.
Okay, and the problem with that too is that took way too long to get going because Tiffany was standing
It
up
did.
there for a good 20 seconds just waiting for her to jump too.
Oh! Did not see a backflip. Ugh.
In stereo.
And now in stereo.
And essentially,
my-
she did a backflip. She did a swanton so far that she flipped all the way over and landed on her feet.
So by some weird miracle, Penn State will be playing next week.
Oh, they win today.
Well, they did, but it's more that Ohio State lost because Penn State, if Ohio State had just won, it would have been them against Oregon in a rematch in the Big Ten title game next week. But now because
Oh, look at
Ohio
the
State
briefcase.
lost and Penn State won, Penn
Yeah,
State
and they lost to
won-
Michigan, right?
Yeah, Ohio State lost to Michigan and they lost to Oregon early in the year. So since they have 2 conference losses and Penn State has just the one, which was to Ohio State, it'll be Penn State against Oregon in the Big Ten title game next week.
Pat, what were you
One
saying
more
about the
one more
briefcase?
opportunity for James Franklin to prove to me that he's not a big game coach.
Wow.
Oh, here she is with the briefcase.
It took you long enough.
Well, I didn't have the window open. I was checking other windows.
Stop
There
looking
was a
at
huge
football, damn
lull,
it.
so
And Raquel's chained to the
She's
ropes.
handcuffed.
it was kind of interesting though that Raquel was getting in Tiffy's face about cashing in though. Like, what does Raquel care?
Yeah.
Other than just let's win the match, I guess.
Oh, well, Raquel's lined up with Liv, so she doesn't want to cash in on Liv.
Well, I was gonna say it didn't look like Tiffany was trying to cash in on Liv because I don't even see Liv anywhere near Tiffany right now.
Well, she was a second ago.
Oh,
She
okay.
was.
All right.
They're-
Okay. So
they're-
yeah, if Raquel was thinking that she was trying to cash in,
You
on
got to
Liv,
keep
then
the
that
right
makes
windows
perfect
open,
sense.
buddy. You're
They-
missing the match.
They were They were both laying down. They were both on the mat next to each other. Tiffany got the briefcase out and stood over both of them and was kind of like going back and forth.
Yeah.
Like, what should I do here?
Okay,
Was it-
so what you're telling me is I shouldn't be watching the Notre Dame game right now.
No.
Are they
Yeah,
winning?
Hmm?
Are they winning?
Yeah, but only by a touchdown.
You could also close out of X videos too for the sake of this show.
No, I don't have X videos open right now. Or Spank Bang.
Spank bang. Jeez.
All right.
What, I
close
made the
your
joke before
subscription
anyone else
to Bang
could.
Bros, okay? Bang Bros subscription, close it. All right.
Or
All right,
Brazzers
so-
or
It's free this week.
So this
So I've
this
heard.
match is now going
Yeah,
way
so I've
longer than
heard.
it needs to. I'll just say that this
Oh,
match is going way longer.
one dose. Oh, I thought that was going to be it.
Well,
Uh-oh, Io and
I
Bailey are giving each other the eyeball.
I initially thought this match was going to go about 45 minutes, and we're
I don't
pretty
know when
much.
the bell, well, not when the bell rang, but like when like it kicked off. But yeah,
I would say
it's
about
getting
quarter
there.
after. About
It's
quarter
getting
after.
it's getting close to 40 minute mark.
Yeah, about 40, about 15 after is when all the entrances were finally done.
Yeah.
And
I
they got
do
the first two
like
people.
I do like the that Bailey has, what is it, war
Oh,
Like
yeah.
shaved into her head.
shaved
Yeah.
into her head.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Does she have
Yes.
game shaved in on the other side? No.
Yes, and it's in the font of William Regal saying games.
War games. I went back a
Nah,
couple weeks
oh,
ago and
please
I found,
don't
oh
do this,
no.
please.
Yeah, the boy.
She's gonna hurt someone.
Oh, she's doing it.
Probably herself.
Probably herself. Yeah.
You can put Naomi through it. I mean, you can put her through a table. I'm okay with that. Just take the table bump. Protect your head. Oh my God, they over-rotated her. Good thing she protected her head.
I don't.
Ooh, that was a hit with a bat. Holy shit.
We're not there yet.
Bianca says, You know who hasn't done a lot in this match? Bianca. She's been
Yeah, she
relatively
did.
quiet.
She did that thing.
She has been relatively quiet in this match, except for when she first came in.
She just got chair kicked into her face.
Yes.
She got face chaired. Chair face.
That was a terrible spot.
What is?
I was about to say, why didn't Raquel just
I
stop Rhea from breaking up the pin? I forgot Raquel's handcuffed. Ring awareness, Rhea. Oh no.
That actually looked good. That looked clean.
I was gonna say that could be enough for the end right there, but
Can't be. They haven't used a table yet on this side.
yeah. The other thing that I
Okay.
guess disappoints me about the modern War Games matches is that it can end via pinfall.
Yeah, I did like the fact that did have to be a give up. It made it a little bit more that people really had to have the crap beat out of them.
Yeah, it had to be surrender. Keeping in with the war theme.
I mean, with having it be pinfalls, it does give you the opportunity for a lot of false finishes. Not that that's necessarily a good or a bad thing, but it does give you that opportunity to have those close calls where people run in and save people.
Yeah, but again, it's War Games. You don't need false finishes.
Like I said, it's not necessarily a good or a bad thing. That is a bump and a half. She could be dead. And there you go. There's your finish.
Uh,
It's
kind of
not a
felt
terrible way to end it.
no, I kind of felt like the heel team should have won though.
I like the spot to end it. I
That's
like the
about
fact
it.
that everybody on the other side is knocked out. You got a bunch of faces on the other side. Raquel's chained to the rope, so she can't help.
I'm just worried that people are going to start thinking like Rhea's like Super Cena here soon. She's never
Well,
on.
she hasn't been faced long enough to be Super Cena. If
Right,
they
but
have
it's
her
like,
as a face for a year, then she could become the Super Cena female.
but it's like she's well on the road to that because like she's never booked to look weak. She's pretty much always on top, even when she gets hurt. So
Not a great match. I was like,
No.
listen, War Games matches aren't going to be great, but like overall, the match was okay.
I mean, see, the thing of it is too is that when you come right down to it, there's really no stakes in this match. It's really
No,
this is like an old school Survivor Series match in that it was like several groups of people who are feuding with each other in a tag match together.
correct.
You know,
Tornado tag.
so
It's Yeah.
Interesting.
So what all I mean is that like there wasn't like a lot of like reason for this match to happen kind of thing.
Yeah, pretty much. I agree.
There never is.
Well,
The
with the
Bloodline
match,
one does. The Bloodline one makes sense though.
right, that's what I mean. The men's War Games match, there's definitely a reason for it to be a War Games match. Last year's War Games match where it was, it was Cody, Rollins, Orton, Sammy, Jey Uso against, the Judgment Day and Drew, there was a reason for that to happen. So,
Yeah.
Ah, crap! I hit the fast forward button. I think I'm ahead of you guys now again.
we're gonna fast forward.
Good job, Jeremy.
I just saw the replay of her going through the table.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm seeing it
fast forward.
now.
Nah, they're all climbing the cage.
Okay, that's where I am. Yep, all climbing a cage.
Yeah.
They're all climbing the cage.
It was an
and
accident. I was answering a text message from my wife. It's important. It's about food.
It couldn't have been that important.
It's always important. Watch what you say. I'll have her come after you.
You don't see Joe answering text messages from his wife during podcasts, do you?
Some
Hey.
sort of professionalism here.
So today's dinner is bow tie noodles or fafala or whatever they call
Oh, I
it,
love both side noodles.
and a rose sauce where you mix the marinara and the Alfredo together, and some bread and a Coke Zero.
Is it garlic bread?
No, it's just butter bread.
Oh, you just fucked it up. You ruined it. You ruined it.
I'll take butter bread over anything as long as it's got butter on it.
I'm kidding. Oh, man.
Okay, so while we're in between matches,
All right, so
Oh,
I
yes,
am
yes,
going
very
to
good.
stop my video so nobody has to see me eat. You can.
Maybe
so
turn
while
off the
we're in
microphone
between
too.
matches, I wanted to discuss this very quickly.
Okay.
So earlier this week, WWE, they had like a video of a bunch of superstars picking their so-called Dream Survivor Series teams. So I want to run through those real quickly because I thought some of them were kind of interesting.
Okay.
Now, I didn't jot down what some of them said would be like their team name because I don't care. Rey Mysterio picked him. Most of these guys also had themselves on it, but not all of them. And
Of course.
Rey Mysterio said himself, Bret Hart, Andre the Giant, Batista, and Dominic. And his reason for picking Dominic is, well, somebody's got to take the pin. So I love how they're kind of keeping the thing going where,
Oh, it's funny.
Dominic picked himself, Eddie Guerrero, his real father, Shawn Michaels, Ricky Steamboat, and Razor Ramon. And what's a pretty cool team.
Yes. I dig that team.
Braun Breaker picked himself and two tag teams from the old WCW days that had a pretty good feud with each other.
Steiner Brothers.
The Steiner brothers, his father and his
course.
uncle.
Of course.
And
Legion of Doom.
Ron Simmons and Butch Reed. So it would be Braun Breaker, Rick Steiner, Scott Steiner, Ron Simmons, Butch Reed.
I mean, that's a good one. Oh, look,
Yeah.
I was right. Here's the next match.
Yes. Jey Uso
Nice.
also had a pretty interesting team, a familial type team. He went with himself, Yokozuna, Umaga, and the Wild Samoans. Offensica.
Family oriented. Okay.
Yep.
I'm fine with that.
R-Truth did not pick
I'm not
himself.
into bringing dead people back to life. Okay.
Yeah. Well, these are dream matches. One that I've always dreamed about, brother. R-Truth did not pick himself, but he picked his childhood hero, John Cena.
His childhood hero. He's older than him.
The Rock, Roman Reigns, and the Usos.
Oh God, that's funny. Childhood hero.
Mia Yin, Mi Chin, whatever we're calling her anymore.
I just call her Mia.
Picked herself, Bianca, Jazz, Gail Kim, and Lita.
Ooh, I like that's a good one.
Xavier Woods went with himself, his New Day cohorts, Kofi Kingston and Big E. Too Cold Scorpio,
Dig it.
and Papa Shango.
Okay, I dig that.
Not Kama, not the Godfather, Papa Shango.
The Papa Shaga gimmick. That's okay.
Then they had Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa, standing next to each other. They were picking their teams, but neither picked themselves. Gargano went with like the most easiest, like duh team: Triple H, Shawn Michaels, The Rock, Steve Austin, and The Undertaker.
Oh my God. How original
So
is that shit?
he wants to win.
Yeah. Tommaso Ciampa went with Ludwig Borga. Surprised they let that get aired, considering some of Ludwig Borga's. Just go read about Ludwig Borga.
Yes.
He's
But
spelled that.
Ludwig Borga, Typhoon, Bam Bam Bigelow, the 1-2-3 Kid, and Kamala.
That is
All
awesome.
these big guys in it. 1-2-3 Kid.
I mean, like, it's
I
an
wonder who's eating the
interesting
bit of that
sounding
one.
team, to be honest. So
Oh my
That's
God.
awesome.
the pretty deadly
I
chumps
don't care.
picked themselves, John Cena, Rey Mysterio, and then they argued about which Hardy Boy. They ultimately settled on Jeff.
Oh God.
A-Town Down Under went with themselves, The Rock, Kevin Owens, and in the first ever mixed Survivor Series match, Trish Stratus.
Of course. Oh man.
So that got me thinking about what my dream Survivor Series match, or my dream Survivor Series team would be.
Okay.
And
what
I'm
would it
like,
be, sir?
well, let's see. I think I would want like a cross section of different times and stuff like that. Like not necessarily like 5 guys who could have actually been on the same team together. So I think I'd go with Randy Savage, Rick Rude, Owen Hart. Uh, Need some muscle, so let's say Batista.
That
Now
works.
or when he was wrestling?
And
When he was wrestling.
let's say Seth Rollins. I think that would be an interesting team.
Seth Rollins with a normal knee or with his chronic knee issues.
I would say with a normal knee. And see, the main reason I would also go with Seth is to have Seth and Savage on the same team, to see the two of them just eyeing each other the whole time, saying, "You stealing my gimmick?"
Yeah.
That'd be funny. That would be funny.
So when did Shinsuke come back?
A couple weeks ago.
Yeah. It is more evil Japanese samurai gimmick thing.
Has he been doing this the last couple of weeks?
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like Shinsuke has still been a disappointment on the main roster, just because it just always seems like they always go like, well, he's Japanese, he can't speak English very well, so he can't cut promos, so we can't really push him. Even though we had him win the Royal Rumble.
Yeah, like he's had some decent runs. But sometimes it's one of those things. Part of what you said and the fact that I don't know if they really knew how to use him properly on the main roster a lot of the time.
I want to say that this is the Great Muta version of Shinsuke, but I don't really remember Muta ever wearing a costume quite like that.
He had several different types in New Japan.
Somebody definitely wore a helmet like that in the States, but I can't think of who.
I don't remember. I'm sure they did. I just don't. I can't put my finger on it.
I think Cornette always jokes about how Shinsuke looks like he's like 80 years old.
Oh my God. This doesn't look 80 years old.
And the funny thing is, I think with this makeup they're having him wear now, it makes him look older.
Yeah. Well, it looks like a zombie.
Yeah. Zombie Shinsuke. There we go.
Zombie K.
What?
Tell me K-pop.
Oh God, stop! It's getting worse.
It was meant to be worse. Circle K? You're advertising Circle K gas stations? Get out of
It was done by you.
here. Yeah.
They're the wannabe Wawas.
I call Sheets the wannabe Wawas.
Wait,
That
what?
too.
How did Notre Dame score a touchdown? Damn it.
So now we're bringing out the live and loud decibel meter.
I think they decided a wrong time to bring that out. Like the crowd's not very loud.
Oh, they waited to do it for LA Night.
Yeah.
Maybe Canada doesn't like LA Night that much.
Yeah.
I have to say, I was on. I found TNA wrestling on my Sony channels again,
Oh yeah.
and they were showing some of the up to date stuff, not all the old stuff. And I got to see LA Knight wrestling in that against Brian, the guy that's on AEW now, Brian something.
Brian
Brian
Cage.
Cage.
Yeah, Brian Cage. They had a pretty good match, I must say.
Yeah. No, he did
Damn.
good at TNA.
He just dropped the title.
I mean, it's heavy. It's a heavy belt.
Oh, that's how Notre Dame scored a touchdown.
Interception?
Yeah, while like it was 35-28 Notre Dame, USC had the ball in the red zone or just outside the red zone. And they threw a pass to the end zone. And, wow, the Notre Dame guy could have easily been called for defensive holding. But he picked it off at like the 2-yard line and returned it.
Big six. I mean, nothing was crazier than Georgia Tech last night, I guess.
8 freaking overtimes. Come on, man.
Well, that's the thing. I kind of hate the college overtime rules as they exist now.
Yeah, it is interesting after like so many they go to like 2-point conversion prize.
Yeah, I think it's like it because it's like, well, we just want to get the game over with then if like, it goes beyond 2. And I'm like, yeah, well, how many times did the games in the old system go beyond 3 or 4 overtimes? It's just, yeah, like teams could, had to score from the 25 and they could get a first down. So it was like running like a series and everything. I'm like, I don't know. I'd still prefer that than just running 2-point plays constantly. So,
Hey, the fact they were just worried about them kicking field goals all the time too. So
yeah.
I didn't know Shinsuke was so tall.
yeah, he's on the taller side.
All right. So that should hopefully have cinched it for Notre Dame. So now they're up 2 touchdowns. Oh, USC has the ball at their 13-yard line again, Notre Dame's, but it's a 4th down.
All right, I'm officially back.
And it was intercepted again in the end zone. And he could return this one. And he's going to return this one. That's hysterical.
Now they're up 3 touchdowns.
Nothing like throwing the game at the end.
Well, it was, like I said, they're down, USC's down 2 touchdowns. It's a 4th and 6 from like Notre Dame's 13-yard line. They blitzed him up the middle. He threw it just to get rid of it. But, it was a duck, and the Notre Dame guy picked it off like 2 yards deep in the end zone and then went 102 yards. So Notre Dame sealed this game on 2 long interception returns. It's kind of hilarious.
So I want talking about football,
Yes.
going to high school football now. There was, I've been following because some of the local teams here have been in states. Like that doesn't always happen. So some of the local teams here are in states. Northwestern, Lehigh's in states. They won their state semifinal and are going to the state finals again for the 2nd time in a row. Southern Lehigh played in their semifinal. They lost to, and then they're in the 4A division. They lost
They got
to
killed, unfortunately. Yeah.
to a combined school down there that goes up against St. Joe's. They had to combine their 2 school districts to compete against St. Joe's Prep down there.
Yeah, they lost. It's like my dad and I bitched about this for several years with Pennsylvania high school football. The District 12 schools, which are all the Philly schools, which once upon a time weren't allowed to compete in the state tournaments.
Right.
And
A lot of people wanted to go back to that.
well, it's because since they've been allowed to compete again, we've kind of seen why people didn't let them in the first place, because they're like practically borderline college teams.
Well, yeah, St. Joe's Prep down in Philly, they got Marvin Harrison's younger son, and like one or two other pro kids' sons. Now, that doesn't mean that their kids are going to be great, but they're not going to put these kids on the team and they're slouches either.
Yeah, but
So,
like the thing up here always used to be that the Catholic schools recruit.
hmm
Like when Bethlehem Catholic and Allentown Central Catholic were like always powerful schools. It hasn't been like that for a while now.
no.
But those schools down in that area always do. Like there's that one school, Imhotep Charter, which
Yes.
my
Yeah,
high school
Imhotep.
Penardville ran into a couple times in state playoffs about 10 years or so ago. And now Imhotep's like in a much bigger classification, which makes me wonder if they weren't supposed to be there all the time anyway. Um, but it's like so many times when these schools play schools from like up in this area, it's like always pretty one-sided. So it's kind of ridiculous. And those schools definitely recruit.
Oh yeah,
Oh, yeah.
talent recruit. That's what those schools do. The whole
Yeah.
recruit.
Yes.
So it's not always an even playing field, you know?
Man. So, what I saw yesterday is, Olish, Andrew Olish, he is he's committed to Michigan. He's going to play at Michigan next year for college. He's like the one of the top tight ends in the state, if not in the nation.
Okay.
And he had an opportunity as a high school kid to break two records in this game.
What
You
school
know,
does he play
based
for?
on
I'm
where.
sorry.
What's that?
What school
He
does
plays
play
for Southern Lehigh.
Okay.
And so he had the opportunity to break two records. One was the touchdown record, and one was like a catches record or something like that, I think, if I got it correctly. I know one was the touchdown record for sure. And it was the most touchdowns, for a high school career, I think it was. But in which he did it in the last play of the game. Now they were already losing, they were not going to win that game. He was essentially in there to break a record.
Yeah.
Which at the high school level, he may never break another record. That might be the only record he ever breaks. And it's a high school record. Okay. I saw there was a reporter. He says the person's profile says they're a reporter. He
Quote,
said,
unquote.
yeah, because I've never heard a reporter get in their feelings like this over a high school game. Essentially made the remark that they left Olish in there for garbage time against the JV team to break records. How sad that was. And I'm like, it's a high school game. Like, really? Like, is it that big a deal? I could see if you're talking about LeBron staying in for an extra, garbage time and just to get a scoring record when he's 38 years old. That's completely different.
To me, he would have more of a gripe if they were up by 4 touchdowns and wiping the floor of the other team, and they were keeping them in to break a record.
Right. If you're playing to win in a state game, even if you know you're not going to win, you're leaving your starters in. Like, I can guarantee, I don't want to guarantee, I shouldn't say I guarantee, but I am pretty sure that they did not take a lot of their starters out at all, even though they were not going to win that game. And the other team didn't have to take their starters out. They decided that they could take their starters out and that the game was in hand. Like, they were okay. They were up by like 3 touchdowns or something like that. It was 50, what ended up being like 58 to 21 or 24 or something.
55-26, I think was the final that I saw.
So it wasn't a close game, but still. Like, there's teams that will leave their starters in the entire time, even if they're up by that. So what do you got to say about those teams that do that in a state game? Like, oh, well, they're just out there to embarrass teams, blah, blah, blah. They don't say anything about that. It's like, give me a break. It's a high school game. Is it really that big of a deal?
Evidently to some people.
Yeah.
I mean, it is to
No,
a
if
certain
records
extent,
aren't broken legitimately, then blah 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 blah.
But at the end of the day, like, is this tight end is a senior. So, I mean, he's going to college next year. So, his last game of his high school career, if he has a chance to break a record, I'd leave him in too and see what happens. If he breaks it, great. If he doesn't, he doesn't break it.
Yeah,
You know?
and it took him to the last play of the game to do it. Like he caught a pass and he broke it for 62 yards.
No, I think
You know?
kudos to him for that. Shit.
Yeah. So it is what it is, and you know what? It's something that kid will be able to remember for the rest of his life, playing in a state game, being able to break a record. You know, even if he never does anything in college, he'll always have that memory.
And it just seems like a so-called sports reporter trying to make something out of nothing.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Just ignorance on his part.
It was funny because one person got in his comments is like, "Wow, feelings when reporting, huh?"
Well,
You know.
speaking of people who fancy themselves reporters,
Oh boy, here we go.
I'm going on the Dave Meltzer site. Gotta go to the Pro Wrestling Observer.
no,
Oh, who sent us? Did somebody send us that thing about who was that they were interviewing and some from PWO and they're like, oh, we don't talk to this.
I sent that to you.
She was funny.
yeah,
I was dying.
MVP did that at the Scrum following their thing, their pay-per-view last week.
And I wouldn't doubt that's actually how MVP feels about
Oh
that
no,
shit.
he really does not like Uncle Dave. Nope, not at all.
Sweet.
See, I don't want to like really bring Meltzer up, but because the only reason I even know about this is I don't follow Meltzer on Twitter. I don't look at his Twitter. But somebody posted this in the official Cult of Cornet Facebook page, which I am a proud member of. So this is the only reason why I saw this.
He's a proud member.
That's right. So
I got my card right here.
He gets involved in these long, protracted conversations with people on Twitter, and I'm just like, why are you even bothering? You know?
True.
Yeah, he gets in his feelings in Twitter and attacks people in comments that he feels attacks him.
I'm not surprised.
Wasn't expecting that ending. That match didn't last super long.
Yeah, it's like
The
I don't
match
think
was
this is
okay.
necessarily a bad thing for LA Knight to have to go chase the title back. It's just that I didn't think they'd have Shinsuke be the one to beat him because they don't seem invested in him. But okay, I'm
Yeah, that
pleasantly
makes
surprised
sense.
by this.
I'm fine with it. I actually
Yeah.
like it.
Yeah,
Anyway,
I guess earlier when I said he dropped the belt,
Literally.
foreshadowing.
Foreshadowing that he was really dropping.
Wait a minute. Are you from the future?
Sorry to interrupt. Continue.
And if so, give me the lottery numbers. God damn it! Not that I bought tickets. So they were having some conversation, I think, about like adding injury time to wrestlers' contracts or releasing somebody when they ask to be released, and then the company not doing it or something like that. Somebody, I don't know what preceded it, but somebody questioned Dave, why is Tony, meaning Tony Khan, waiting for WWE to change? Is he not supposed to be the alternative? Should he not be a trendsetter in this regard rather than a follower? Which I
It's
kind of
not a bad question to ask. It's a legit question.
Here's what Anka Dave said in response, and you do need to pay attention to the wording. Because he and I and Nick Khan and Paul Levesque all know where this leads. Either you play by the same rules, or you get eaten alive by the side not playing by those rules. If you are in a fist fight and you say, I'm going to be nice, I won't punch you in the face, and the other guy laughs at you and punches you in the face, you are creating a huge disadvantage for yourself. That's living in reality.
Why did he say he and I?
Bingo.
Why did he insert himself into the conversation of making decisions like that?
He and
classic
I,
T-shirts advertising. I love it. Go ahead.
he and I, and Nick Khan and Paul Levesque, Triple H. And most people were rightly just questioning what the hell he was saying, and also, of course, saying that he can't make cogent similes, which I agree with. That punch in the face analogy is, huh? But so I just
between
even
the lines there.
I just even replied to I posted a reply to him on Twitter, and I just said, so does this mean you're admitting you have a stake in or some sort of official advisory capacity to Tony Khan and AEW? Because that's sure as hell the way he made it sound.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which again, if he does
That's awesome. I love it. I love it.
Which, because if he does, that's fine. Just stop pretending like you don't,
Yeah.
which is what he has always done.
Which
Oh,
would
that
make a
was
lot more
funny.
sense with the way that he writes and defends AEW.
Exactly. Which also
Oh
then,
my
of course,
God.
doesn't make him impartial, and that's the reason why he can't ever actually fucking admit it.
That was funny.
Because we know we had I wouldn't care if he does. If he has a stake in making decisions in AEW, that might be another reason why AEW product is not good right now. Because he's a
Because
fanboy as much as
because he thinks the Japanese style is the only thing that matters, and I just don't think much of what New Japan and the other organizations are doing right now. I mean,
he and no offense, like Tony Khan, he is a fanboy too.
Tony Khan is the ultimate fanboy. He is the one that's like, oh, I used to book my own like eFed and blah blah blah, and now he's actually getting to do it with real life action figures.
Yeah. Well, and think about the dark side of the ring with that one guy that had his own wrestling company who was a fanboy. Now he kind of took the sex, drugs, and rock and roll to the extreme as the owner of that wrestling company. But
It's a nice stadium.
Oh, are you talking about Herb Abrams?
yeah, I think so.
The UWF?
Yes, the UW. Yes, the
Okay.
UWF.
Yeah. Yeah, he was into the.
Yeah, but he was once again he was an ultimate fanboy. Like he loved wrestling and just happened to fall into a crap load of money somehow. I forget how. I know it's explained in Dark Side of the Ring, but
I don't remember, yeah, but.
but then he fell into thinking he was a wrestler and sex, drugs, and rock and roll, man.
Yeah, he made himself part of the show for a while there. He booked angles with himself, and he shouldn't have done any of that. He also, of course, should have laid off the nose candy.
Yeah.
So.
Not only does my family love me enough to bring me dinner, they come and ask to clean up my plate.
Okay.
Jesus
Now,
God.
now,
What kind of shit is that?
well, the next logical question. They served you dinner. They're bussing your plates. Are you going to ask them for a dessert menu?
I may.
Bilal Muhammad. He's a badass fighter.
Oh, you know who I find very interesting to watch he's a Hispanic fighter.
Wow.
Yeah, I know that really narrows it down. That narrows it down, right?
Oscar De La Hoya.
No, he's new. He's younger. I think he's 23.
Boxer, UFC, or
Boxer.
Boxer.
No one watches boxing anymore.
I'm gonna have to look him up.
Nobody's going to go watching boxing again after that debacle a couple
Oh
of
my
weeks ago.
god. That was
Damn it!
terrible.
I can't do it here. Oh, that sucked. I just fell behind you guys. I can't do it on that.
Get your shit together, brother.
Oh yeah, that's the game I would want to follow now. Texas A&M.
Oh, so I was a little off in my order. They're doing this match next. Okay, that's fine. Whatever.
I'm surprised. I thought they would do the Gunther Damian match in the middle too, just to kind of give it like a kind of peak and valley kind of thing, you know.
Yeah, same.
Not saying that these title matches are not important, they're just not as important as the other matches.
Hey, the best news on Black Friday, greatest Black Friday I've ever had.
Eberflus.
It was when your head coach finally gets fired.
Oh
Spectacular.
yeah, saw that.
I had fun by not going out.
Well, I went out, I always do, but it was great when I got that news. I was like, oh.
See, I'm glad I didn't go out yesterday because I went out today,
Uh-huh.
and that was bad enough.
Yeah, I was out a little bit today, not too much, but yeah, it was. Some places I went to today seemed to be crazier than they were yesterday. But
Yeah, so I went to Palmer Park Mall because
Ben Whittaker.
Oh yeah, he's good.
Ow.
I like Ben.
I
I'm
have
sorry if he's not Hispanic. He just looks Hispanic to me. That's why I thought he was Hispanic. I forgot what his name was too.
He might be partially, but I don't think he is altogether.
I had a whole bunch of old physical media, some CDs and some Blu-rays and DVDs that I wanted to just try to see if I could trade in at the one place that I know does trade-ins. And I was able to trade in most all of it. I didn't get much for them, but I didn't really care about that. It was more about just getting rid of them and not throwing them away. You know?
Yeah, I understand.
But so just going to Palmer Park Mall, and I had one idiot honk their horn at me because I guess he thought I cut them off when the problem was I was at that weird, convergence point, across the street from the mall, where if you're coming from the one direction, it's stop, except right turn, which is what I was doing, and the other way is a yield sign. So he's supposed to yield, and I don't have to stop because I'm making the right, and I think he thought I cut him off.
Oh,
And then
of
because he
course.
passed me then when I was making the left turn into the mall, and he honked his horn at me, and I was like, fuck you, learn the fucking road signs, motherfucker.
I
But
almost
so Palmer Mall, it doesn't have a very big parking lot, and the mall was busy today because it's 2 days after Thanksgiving. People are starting their shopping and everything, and there was also some like event type thing going on and some other shit. So the parking lot was pretty full. So I'm just like, I'll just take the first open space I can find. I don't really give a shit where it is, and that's what I did. When I was leaving, though, oh my god, the space stalking has gotten out of hand
the
because
space stalking.
yeah, where you just hang around sitting in like traffic lanes essentially waiting for somebody to vacate a space so you can pull into
Oh
it.
yes, yes.
Yeah.
So, there's in Palmer Park Mall, there's kind of like almost like two sections to the parking lot. There's like
There was
this
actually people
area,
at
then
the
there's
Palmer
like
Park Mall.
yeah, then there's a line of traffic, and then there's like the other parking spaces by like the one bank that's there. And I was parked closer to the bank. So I was pulling out, I'm looking at an SUV who's just sitting there. He's half in the parking spot area, and then the other half, his back half, is in like the traffic lanes, and he's just sitting there waiting for somebody to vacate a space so he can pull in. And so I'm saying to myself, am I just like noticing this more now because I'm an adult and I have to notice these things, especially when I'm driving? Or have people's behavior become increasingly boorish since I've been an adult? And that not only will they space stalk, but they'll space stalk even if they're blocking traffic.
Yeah. I've seen it down
Yeah,
here
people
too.
don't care.
Yeah. I'm just
Courtesy is something that is starting to be a lost art.
I guess I'm just kind of amazed by it.
Very little courtesy anymore.
Yeah. So it's really made me just like, and the only Christmas gifts I bought was I bought a couple puzzles for my mother, even though she said don't get me anything. I'm like, you're laid up with a fucking fractured ankle, Of
Yeah, seriously.
I'm gonna get you a puzzle and a puzzle table.
course, by the time well, she already has the puzzle table. She
Oh,
got it
okay,
out several
good.
years ago. But by the time um, by the time Christmas rolls around, she may actually be able to put weight on it again. I don't know. Hope so. Because Thursday was not pretty. Um, but it just made me go, yeah, I really need to do the rest of my Christmas shopping online as much as I can.
Yeah. I was like, I've been out the last 2 days and just ran into some crazy stuff.
Yeah,
Yes.
and the thing is, I like going out this time of year. I like
So
seeing
do I.
malls filled with people and decked out in holiday decorations and everything. But it's like people are going to be fucking assholes.
Like tomorrow I got to go to the mall. There's 2 stores in there I need to check out to see if they have it there before I ordered online. Um, so I just, I like doing that. Just for, you're talking about the stalking. So yesterday, me and Nico went to the comic book store. Picked up some of my comics. They had a big Black Friday sale. Checking things out. I leave the comic book store, and then we're going to a shopping center that's like a quarter mile down the road. So we're coming to the light, and it's 2 lanes, but then the left lane turns into 2 turning lanes, right? So for some reason, everyone wanted to stay in the right turning lane. No one wanted to go into the left one. So no one was able to get. So the right lane was longer. So I pulled up behind this guy, and I'm probably like 8 feet behind him. Right? Me and Nico were talking about a game, and at the corner of my eye, I keep seeing this guy in front of me in his side mirror staring at me, like just staring at me. I have no idea. I'm like, dude, I'm like, I'm not that close to your car. I don't know what you thought. Did you think I was gonna hit you? Like I was kind of confused. I wasn't speeding. I like come up on him quickly, like hit the brakes quickly, but the light turns green. So they start going, and the right left turn lane, right? So I go to pull to the left one because no one's in it. As I pull in, he cuts me off. Like, and I had to hit the brakes, otherwise I would have hit him. Like, my front right end would have hit his left back end, right? So I hit the brakes, and he's staring at me, giving me a dirty look in his side mirror, and then is riding his brake, and he's going slow into the turn. I'm like, we might not make the fucking light now. And I'm like, and Nico's like, what a jerk. And I'm just sitting there and just like, what is this guy's problem? I'm like, I have no idea what's wrong with this dude. So as soon as we do the turn, I couldn't get in the right lane because there was a bunch of cars behind me. So everyone's doing the right lane. So Sir was clear. He's like still driving slow up to the next red light. And it was like maybe the distance between his car and the two cars in front of him was like maybe 10 car lengths, bro. So I was like, I zipped to the right lane and took off. And as I'm taking off, it looked like like he was going to try to cut me off again. And I was like, motherfucker, this is not the day to be doing this. So I get up to the red light, and there was two cars on his side, two cars on my side. So he pulls up, and one pull up next to me, like technically you do. He left his car back, and I'm looking in my mirror, and I'm kind of like just glancing over, and my windows are tinted, so he's not really gonna be able to see much. And like, there's this woman in the right seat, just like she's bobbing her head and blah, 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 like, and he's just got this mean look on his face, and I'm like, something wrong with two of you sons of bitches. This is like. And then, me and Nico went to Best Buy. We're walking through the crosswalk, and this lady, and looked like her mom was in this big ass fucking Lincoln Navigator, almost runs the stop sign and runs over me and Nico. I had to push him to go to move because he didn't notice it in time. I was like, I'm pushing him. He's like, what? I was like, this lady's not even paying attention to the stop sign. She like hits the brakes last minute, and she's like gliding through the stop sign. I was like, bitch, you could have fucking run us over. Oh. That's the shit that just drives me crazy. Just the ignorance of that stuff.
There it
Alicia
is.
Taylor.
Alicia Taylor's the ring announcer, yeah.
She's from NXT, I believe.
So
I might be ahead of you guys. I don't know. The match has already started for me.
Yeah, the match is going on.
So is
They
Brock Lesnar
just
supposed to
flashed
be
up the
a heel?
graphics just saying who the announcers and backstage interviewers were.
Oh, yeah, I see that. Yeah, I'm behind you guys now. Yep, I got that graphic later than you guys. Jeez.
This
I am
match is
all over the place today.
yeah. Scott, stop touching shit.
It's hard when people gotta stop bugging me.
Keep your hands off, Jeremy. What? I don't know.
He took that X videos comment too seriously earlier.
I don't dabble in that disgusting stuff. What's wrong with you?
Mutt.
Who's the girl, even though her name was quite clearly stated in the title of the video?
Debbie?
Okay. Ludwig Kaiser.
Yes,
Is the
it's not in the match
problem-
right now.
Is the problem with him that A, he's some kind of weird mutant because his belly button is up too high? B, he wears tights that are just too small and start way too low? Or C, all of the above?
We can
I didn't
add
happen
all
to
the
catch his belly
above,
button yet, so I don't
and
know.
then D, he has a longer torso.
He does have a pretty long torso.
I just think it's C. And I just want to keep thinking it's C.
Listen, Tiffany likes his long torso, so what can you say?
Yeah, well, obviously she doesn't have great taste.
So is
What does it
Braun
matter?
Breaker
She
supposed
can
to be
wrestle.
is Braun Breaker supposed to be a heel in this?
He's
don't know.
been a tweener, and there's even been stories saying that like he's going to be a tweener and that he's going to conduct promos like he's a face because he gets the crowd into it when he starts doing like the barking like his father, but then he goes out and wrestles like a heel. I'm like,
Like his uncle.
so he's a tweener?
Does one thing like one of his family members and does the other thing like his other family member. Okay,
And personally, I've always been like, you are the way that you wrestle, not the way that you promo. So to me, he's still really a heel.
Oh, the 10 bows of the Bowery. We didn't get to see it. Sad.
We always get to see Ludwig run around the ring and kick people.
Oh, you got. Here we come. Is it coming?
Ooh, who's coming?
Yikes.
See, he is
Wasn't that
watching that
MVP
side
theme
on the
music?
side there, Shane.
I'm
That's what he's
coming.
doing.
Yep, I saw the baseball slide. It was a pretty good one. I must
Mhm.
say. Here comes the running around the kick. Hi-ya!
That's what she said.
Hada!
Every
This
time
is
I
a
hear
decent
his
match.
name called Ludwig Kaiser, all I can think of is the damn roll. Kaiser roll. Whoa, holy Nikes. He like flew from one corner of the ring to the other with a shoulder block.
This has been a decent match. It's fine. It's a good match.
The
At least
last
they
match
had-
was good. A little short and surprised that it was as short as it was, but
At least they had the good sense to not call him Ludwig von Kaiser.
Yes.
That would have been a bit too on the nose.
I just think it's funny that they went back to he's a German, so he's evil.
You from the evil empire.
Are they saying Braun Breaker or are they saying overrated?
Oh, I couldn't tell. I was trying to
Yeah.
catch that as well.
Don't have the sound on, so couldn't tell you. Official times according to Wikipedia, if you want to call that official.
Okay, hit me with it, brother.
For the first two matches, the women's War Games match, bell to bell time, I guess, 38 minutes, 15 seconds.
Oof. Okay, I wasn't off that much.
And Shinsuke over LA Knight, that somehow went 9 minutes, 45 seconds, and it felt shorter.
Yeah, it
feel
did.
Shorter. Well, anything feels shorter than after watching that, almost 40-minute match.
That is true. It's the problem for me is when you start getting these times where it feels like the total amount of like pre-match hype / promo videos plus entrances seem to go longer. That's when it gets disturbing.
100% agree.
Braun Breaker really likes his tanning beds, man. That dude is tan as hell.
Not as much as I do, brother.
It's funny, you got Braun Breaker who loves his tanning bed, and you got Sheamus, a jar of mayonnaise.
Bro, he's Irish. Fuck that. That motherfucker's tanning.
At least Braun just looks
His
tan.
wife is tanner than him.
At least Braun just looks tan as opposed to the guy I referenced who, always looked like his skin was leather.
Yeah.
Oh, Hogan, yeah. I wonder what Hogan's real color is. Is his pigmentation permanently changed after all the tanning that he's done?
Well, after the
Well, him
last
and Ric
couple,
Flair. Yeah.
after the last couple of months, I think we know that Hogan's true color is orange.
Uh,
I knew Pat was gonna go there.
It's funny.
I knew
No.
Pat was going there.
It was funny when I was in the Hallmark store today buying a couple small ornaments, which was mostly just to use like some coupons and stuff because I didn't have
Yeah, some couponing.
ornaments. And I saw the Hogan ornament that I decided not to buy and just went, I just can't do it.
Should have taken a photo and then photoshopped it with Trump's hair and skin tone, and then put "brother" on it. Brother. That would have been awesome.
Dude, I don't want to, make myself puke. When
Oh
I
my god. That's funny.
It's kind of funny though because like this is the third WWE Hallmark ornament. And the first two were Rock and Undertaker, And I went, wow. Because I have so many ornaments, I have to make decisions sometimes about which ornaments to put on the tree and not put on the tree. I'm like, wow, the Rock and Undertaker ornaments aren't going on the tree this year either.
I know all your heroes all
They're
promoted the
all
wrong
turning on
person.
you, brother.
Well, it's like they say, never meet your heroes. And well, the Undertaker ornament's not going on because of his Trump support. The Rock ornament's not going on because I'm just screw you, Dwayne.
Yeah, he did support the other candidate, so yeah, he didn't fail in that aspect for you.
No, I will say this though. I went and saw Red One last week. It's not terrible.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
good.
I meant to ask you how that was.
It's not terrible. Its heart was in the right place. It's just that, there was a lot of, questionable and overuse of CGI. The plot was still a little like, and one of the things I didn't like is there was this was one sequence where they had to go seek the help of Santa Claus's brother, Krampus.
Krampus claws?
No, just Krampus.
Oh,
Krampus. And he was played by the guy from Game of Thrones under a lot of makeup and everything. And the one thing that were doing though, during that whole thing, and then like what they like challenged him to in order to like get his help or whatever, was essentially a version of Power Slap.
Oh, yeah.
yes, I saw that.
And that
preview.
just made me cringe. So
Oh, Jeremy,
Yes, sir.
I don't know how much time you had off during the Thanksgiving holiday, but did you catch up on any Agatha or Penguin?
I finished Agatha a long time ago.
Okay, I didn't know.
I
I
still
did not
haven't
watch
watched
any Penguin.
Agatha
I
and
don't know if
really
I'm going to
have any
watch
immediate
Penguin.
plans to.
Penguin. So this is what I did.
You should
I had
watch
the whole,
Penguin.
I had the whole week off. I took the whole week off for Thanksgiving. On Monday, this past Monday, I watched the first episode of The Penguin, and then after that, I watched the first episode of Agatha, which I thought were both good. But for some reason, something caught me with Penguin, so I watched Penguin all week.
You binged
and
it.
Yes, and that is very good. Penguin is definitely a must watch. It's good. It definitely is.
It'll be very interesting to see where they go with Batman 2.
Yes, I'm going to start watching the rest of Agatha tomorrow morning.
Well,
Gonna
you,
go from
you
there.
got something new to start watching on Monday now. Not Tuesday, but Monday this week.
Oh yeah.
What's that?
The first two episodes of Star Wars Skeleton Crew drop
Oh,
on Disney
yes.
Plus on Monday. Now,
Yeah.
the funny thing is they moved it
I
up a
don't know
day.
anything about that. I know that was a comic book.
Well,
So,
so it's set around the same general time period as Mandalorian.
Mhm.
The trailers for it have have given me heavy Goonies vibes.
Yeah.
It's like Star Wars does Goonies, or like Star Wars if it was directed by like whimsical 80s Steven Spielberg, you know? So
That her karate could have been better, Braun.
now I, of course, am not somebody who thought The Acolyte was shit. There
I
it
like The
wasn't
Acolyte.
it wasn't great,
Or
but it
not.
didn't deserve all the hate it got either.
No.
No,
So
I
I'm
like The
still like
Acolyte, and I
optimistic
think
to
they
see
should
where
have brought
they
a second season back.
yeah, I'm optimistic to see where they go with something that's obviously geared a little bit more towards younger kids. I mean, I even told my
I
sister,
thought Braun Breaker was just about to fall on his head when he did that Hurricane Rana. Like
yeah,
he looked like he was falling off the ropes and decided to save himself.
like I've told my sister, I said, hey, I think this series would actually be great for your kids because this looks like kids are the main characters, and so they might be able to better relate. Because like I think I even told her, I said, yeah, they won't like Andor at all because Andor is really too adult. So
Yeah, it is. It is.
hmm
100%.
and I don't think they would much like the Acolyte either. So I'm sure they would have liked Ahsoka just fine. But
Yeah.
problems with Ahsoka is like if you didn't watch Rebels, you're going to be and Clone Wars, obviously, you're going to kind of be lost for Ahsoka.
Yeah, you're not going to understand a good portion of that show.
Yep. So yeah, so the first two episodes of Skeleton Crew drop this Monday, the second,
Jeez.
and then subsequent Tuesdays. Why they decided to move the premiere episodes up a day, I really don't know.
Hmm.
I don't know
That's
what's
fine,
going
I
on
guess.
Tuesday that they thought they'd be competing with.
Yeah, not sure, but it is what it is.
Yeah, I'm not going to complain about it, but I just thought it was kind of weird.
Well, I won't be able to watch anything on Tuesday because we have a basketball game, so uh, that is out.
Oh, so that's why they
Infinitude.
moved it. That's why they moved
So
it up a day.
yeah.
So Jeremy could watch it when it debuts. Gee, do they have enough advertisements going on tonight, by the way?
I love the fact
I
that there's
know.
Prime in the ring, Prime on the side of the ring. I'm waiting for like Jake
Sonic
Paul
3.
to jump out from the
Well, yeah,
crowd and
there's
be like, Prime!
they got the Sonic 3 things up on like the marquees and like around the ring, but on the mat I just noticed in addition to the Prime thing, there's the thing for True Classic, there's the thing for Diablo 4, there's the thing for Sonic 3.
It's like a boxing
It,
match ring.
I think yeah, it's just those four, but it's like, oh, this is like more in-ring advertisements than I think I can ever remember seeing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
they're
they
definitely
bought
up in the
each
ante.
thing bought their corner. You get this corner, you get a corner, you get a corner, you get a corner, and Prime's the main sponsor, so they get the center.
Hey, if
And True
baseball
Classics got the sides. Two.
if baseball and other sports are any indication, won't be long until we start seeing advertisements on the tights.
Oh yeah.
Uh, well, yeah, when basketball did it, and I saw the advertisements on basketball for like cryptocurrency and stuff like that, I'm like, uh-oh, they're finding ways to make money off of everybody to pay them big ass contracts.
I still insist it's a scam.
What's that, cryptocurrency?
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know enough about it. They do say the one person that like got in the ground floor, had they kept the crypto that they had, they would have been like would have made like 200 some $1 million on the crypto that they had.
Well, I had a client who
Not surprised Braun won.
kind of flaked out on me and my boss because he made bad decisions with crypto.
Yeah, I need you guys to like pause for like 5 seconds. I didn't even know it. It was coming to the end.
Somebody in their prediction said Sheamus was going to win the title by beating Kaiser, which I was like, well, I suppose I could see that happening. But after Shinsuke won, I was like, yeah, I don't think Braun's losing tonight.
No.
Did he say stallions doing battle? I've never seen horses fight.
Normally
Should
they
have
pay
said
extra for
bulls. He
that.
should have used bulls.
Well, will stallions do battle when they're in races? Yeah, that's the ticket. Go Texas A&M.
Hook 'em horns.
What, Texas A&M to win?
Yeah,
Wow.
Who are they playing?
Playing
Texas.
Texas.
Oh yeah. Okay.
I wanted to do it
Sure.
for two reasons. One, to throw more chaos into the rankings, and two, because Notre Dame beat Texas A&M back in September, so it makes Notre Dame's profile look better.
Notre Dame's pretty much locked at the number 5 seed, so you're fine.
They're a lock.
I don't know if they're locked into the number 5 seed.
They're locked into the number 5 as far as the playoff bracket's concerned.
Was Braun Breaker a broad jumper in school or something like that? That dude can jump like
Well,
a long distance.
I guess they would be now with Ohio State losing. Because I mean, they
Yeah.
were 6th in the seedings after this week's rankings,
Yeah,
or were they
they're-
7th? No, yeah, they were 7th.
in the seeding? Yeah, but weren't they? They were the 5th. They were the 5 seed in the bracket.
No, in the bracket they were a 7.
Were they a 7? Oh,
They were 5th in the rankings and 7 in the seedings because of Miami and Boise were both behind them in the rankings, being ahead of them in the seedings. People are gonna, I guarantee you, within a year or two, you're gonna see that change too, because you're gonna have whoever wins the ACC title game and whoever, whether it's Boise or the Big 12 champion, being ranked around 8, 9, 10, being one of the top 4 seeds, you know.
yeah. Listen, all 9 conferences agreed to the format for this year, and then agreed to make tweaks if they needed it to be.
I was getting pissed at some stupid comment I was reading earlier this week where somebody was saying, "Oh, Notre Dame should be forced to join a conference if they want to be in the playoff. I'm sick of them getting preferential treatment." And it's like, they're not.
They have a bad season, they're not getting in anything.
Yeah, first of all, it's like if they have a bad season, they're not getting to the playoffs. Second of all, the best they can literally ever do under the current format is fifth. They can never get a bye.
So Royal Rumble's going to 2 days, right? We're getting a 2-day Royal Rumble now.
No.
Oh nope, no, never mind. It just said it February 1st, just 1 day. Okay.
SummerSlam is going to be
SummerSlam's
two
going
nights
to 2
next
days.
year.
But don't be surprised, Royal Rumble of 2026 is
Right.
a
We're
2-day one.
speculating that could be a possibility.
Yeah.
And I say the reason it could be is because if you're going to keep doing 2 30 competitor Rumble matches that obviously take about an hour.
Yeah, we'll probably get the women. They'll probably give us the. They'll probably well, no, maybe they won't alternate. I would think day 2 they would probably do the men's on day 2 almost every time. I can't see them alternating that.
I could just because I mean remember the first year they did the women's Royal Rumble match, it was the main event of the show.
No, that's because it was brand new, and that made sense.
And it was also because Ronda showed up at the end. I'd have to check all the subsequent Rumbles to see which
I think the women's Royal Rumble was first match last year.
third time Survivor Series has emanated from Canada. Well, I remember one of the other times.
So since it's in Indianapolis, we're assuming that McAfee's going to be part of the Royal Rumble.
I would assume so. Yes.
100%.
Yeah, because he could be back with them by then. Because
All right. So are we taking a trip to Indianapolis?
I don't like him that much. WrestleMania set me back a couple months.
I was gonna say, yeah.
It's too close. Too close. February 1st ain't far enough away.
I've been to Indianapolis or the outskirts of Indianapolis, wherever the hell my aunt and cousin lived when I was out there for my cousin's wedding 4 years ago. And it was just like the other part of Notre Dame, Indiana, where I spent the better part of 2 years, which was South Bend area. And it's very flat.
Uh-huh.
Oh.
That it is. That's why they get tornadoes.
They don't really get a lot of tornadoes in Indiana. Yeah, it's more towards the plains, you know.
Well, I guess they
I
were
know.
some.
Oh, speaking of tornadoes, I happened to watch the movie Twisters. You know, the essential second coming of Twister.
Hey,
Oh, the
I'm
Tweety-
Uncle
the Tweety
Henry,
Twister
Toto.
movie? Okay,
It's a
go ahead.
twister. It's a twister.
So they essentially took the original movie and said, okay, we're going to just amp the carnage up and make twisters happen every damn day.
Yeah. Well, I figured.
Yeah, that's one.
It's like, okay.
That's one
And a
of the
whole lot of
many
people
reasons-
died.
That's one of the many reasons I haven't bothered with it. First of all, I did finally watch the original Twister only a couple of years ago, and I said, yeah, it had good effects, and the plot and the characters sucked. And then when I saw the trailers for Twisters, I went, wow, it looks like they took everything I didn't like about the first movie and said, let's go to 11.
And it really was like the first one was definitely, in my personal opinion, was better. If you like a lot of effects, if you like to see people continuously dying in the movie, yeah, sure, that's you want the second one because that definitely had a lot of that.
Not surprised.
So it was kind of crazy.
Carnage for Carnage's sake.
The plot of the second one was after she loses her friends in a tornado because they didn't realize it was going to be as big as it was, because you can predict how big a tornado is going to be by looking at it.
I do that all the time.
Because that's how she predicted it. She's like, oh, this is only going to be an F4, an E3, which I'm like, I thought they rated categories of hurricanes in Fs, not Es, but maybe I'm wrong. So they
FUs.
So they drive into this, and it's worse than what they thought, and they can't make it to they make it to the underpass, but one of the people gets swept up before they get there because he falls. The other person gets swept up as she's trying to climb.
Spoiler.
Yep, a lot of spoilers. Gets swept up trying to climb up the side. The other person's protecting her and gets sucked out while he's protecting her. Like,
Wow.
why wasn't he holding on to the railing too? Like, how stupid are you? Like, you can protect her and hold on to the railing too.
That's, one of those, it's a movie.
So yeah, so the plot becomes her coming over, getting over her fears, joining up with one of the people that didn't get sucked up by the tornado, only to find out that they were ripping people off that were going through these traumatic times by trying to buy their land very cheaply from them. That was the plot of the movie. I was like, wow, they really thought hard about that plot.
So what I thought was interesting is the blonde that they cast
Yes,
was, if you think about it, I think they tried to model her around Helen Hunt.
yes,
Yeah.
I felt like that. Yeah, I was like, is this Helen Hunt's daughter? But it was not.
Yeah. That's a pretty cool entrance.
I like the fire.
Oh, it just got a news alert.
I do.
GameStop just closed down a shit ton of stores and 500 people are unemployed
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. That
What
was
a
bound to
great
happen.
time of year to do that.
right before
I mean,
Christmas.
come on. When you go from selling games to now you're selling
100 GameStop stores were just shut down.
it was a dying model. And I feel bad for those people because they lost their jobs and it sucks. That really does. But the GameStop model is a dying model. Like they essentially have games in there for. I mean, don't get me wrong. I am an old school person. I want to buy the physical game. I'm not big on downloads. But you're not big on those either, or you are.
I'm done with the physical copies.
Okay.
To be honest.
I mean, we do download stuff. Like there are certain things that we do download, so I'm not completely against it. I do like to be able to buy physical copies, but when you
Special
go into a
editions, yeah.
GameStop and they've essentially turned into, I shouldn't say turned in, their model, the way their stores are set up, is a whole wall of Funko Pops and the cards to be able to put the code in to get the game. You know your business is dying.
Yeah, they do like other collectible toys and things of that nature. And I went to, they're supposed to be doing retro stores, right? If you go on their website, doing retro stores, we can find retro video games and stuff like that. I went to one that was by me, and they didn't have their full retro stock in yet. So the only thing that was retro there was all these old Game Boy and Game Boy Color games and some Game Boy systems and a PSP Vista or whatever that thing was called. Yeah, they really didn't have much. Like there's other retro video game stores in the area that actually have. I can go buy a Jaguar or a Japanese version of a Nintendo 64 or find a Sega Saturn and all that stuff and the games and collectible games and the generic games and whatnot.
Yeah,
They're trying to hold on by selling a lot of the collectible stuff and other things like PC games and PC gaming accessories and things of that nature. It's just it's it's gonna become like KB Toys and Toys R Us eventually at some point. Yeah, I said it.
I miss those places.
So do I.
I do. I do.
So
And
do I.
Walmart and Target put those places out of business because they started selling a ton of toys too.
And you know what the sad part is? Now you go to Walmart and Target and their toy section suck.
Sucks.
Some of them, yeah.
Because I've been in
Most-
both recently, and in both of them I was just like,
The problem with the Walmart's toy section is they're almost all the time, at least the sections that I'm going into, are sold out. Like they're picked through, and it's because of the collectors now. The collectors go out, they get their release day as the shipment's being put out on the freaking shelves. Like I don't know how the hell they get this information. I'm sure they got people that work there that they know that tell them.
holy Christ,
What?
that woman's hair.
Yep. I just saw it too.
I gotta wait. I'm gonna watch now since I'm a little bit behind.
You should have
But,
Holy moly!
Yeah,
You
see,
ain't kidding.
what I was gonna say is, I think I'll blame our generation. I think we ruined toys.
How so?
When we were kids, they were toys. Now they're collectibles. Now people like us or like our age or maybe a little bit younger than us, they go out and they buy like every single copy of something they can get just so they can maybe keep one for themselves, which they won't ever open, of course. They'll just put it up on a shelf. And then the rest they'll go sell on eBay for like 100,000% markup. You
Yep.
know, I just, I don't know, I kind of feel like our generation's kind of ruined toys. I think SNL did a sketch about that years ago with like Star Wars stuff, where like there was like the 40-something guy who was like buying all the toys, and instead of letting his kids play with them, he kept them locked in a display case, and it was like, no, you can't touch these.
Yep.
Yeah, I guess you're kind of right. Because I said to my wife, I said, she went looking for stuff for Christmas, did her Christmas shopping on Black Friday, of course, because even though it's not the same as it used to be, she still loves that time of year. She gets together with her sister and does the shopping. So they still the same,
It's fun.
still the experience, just not the same experience. But
It's fun.
anyways, yeah. Of course, Lucas has on his Christmas list Santa gifts. Wrestlers. She went to all the stores. The only one that she could find on his list was Cody Rhodes. All the rest, none of them were there.
Gotta buy them online, I guess.
Yeah, it's either buy them online, and I said it's all the damn collectible guys, all the guys that are collectors. They go out, they look at the new series, they say, okay, these are the wrestlers that I want, and boom, they go out the same day that they hit the shelves, and they're getting those. Like, because in the most recent set, Sandman's got a first edition, so for sure, people that are
Yeah.
ECW freaks and stuff like that, first edition ever, like that's gone. You're not gonna get a Sandman unless you're paying for it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
I
gonna be
was
unfortunate.
I was on Ringside Collectibles and Wrestling Figs, I think last night. Yeah, probably last night. Just because I'm like, I haven't been on here a while. Let me see what kind of like newer stuff's out there. Because it's like I can't buy or collect wrestling figures anymore. Just I got crazy with the old Jack's Classic Superstars, and now they all just sit in boxes down in the storage unit in my building here. Um, but I still kind of like looking like at what they do with like say like classic type figures now. They don't have like a specific classic line, but like every series seems to have one that you could call a classic figure. So I still saw some cool ones, and it was like all those ones seem to be the ones that all seem to all be sold out. So it's like
Hmm.
great. Though I did see one of the ones that kind of caught my eye yesterday. I did see it in the one store in Palmer Mall that's like the sports collectible store. They also sell wrestling figures. It's Undertaker in Kane's outfit from the one episode of Raw, I think in like '98, where he did that, where he dressed up as Kane to like
Hmm.
get on.
Oh yeah.
I don't remember if it was Paul Bearer or if it was somebody else. I was like, oh, okay, that's a cool figure, but it's like Undertaker and Kane can both go suck my nads right now, so I don't, but it's like still a cool looking figure. Hey,
So,
there's a Macho Man. It's not the same Macho Man we saw at WrestleMania though, which I would kind of hope it wasn't, considering this is Vancouver.
Very true.
so does Gunther generally have this much hesitation in matches? He like did not look. There was
Not
no confidence at all. It kind of just is throwing me off a little bit here.
Not that I recall. I don't recall him ever stalling like this in any of his matches that I've seen.
No, this is a little bit new for him in this match.
I mean, are they trying to super heal him or what? Like even when he came out, there was just no confidence or arrogance. I just didn't know if they had done anything to him leading up to this that I missed.
I don't think anything. I haven't really been watching Raw a hell of a lot lately. I don't think they've changed anything about like his character or like in terms of like his promo work or anything. So yeah, seeing him like play like the chicken shit heel who's constantly ducking out of the ring is new. I
Yeah.
don't
The
they need
promos
previous.
between these two on TV have been interesting, I would say.
I mean, going against Punishment Martinez.
Indeed so.
You are not in my league. You are a street person.
You're a street person.
As
Yes,
Triple H says, you know what storyline was really great? When I wrestled Booker T at WrestleMania and I said he was a clown. And I used the phrase people like him.
So I just got word that Freedom played Notre Dame Green Pond, and the score was 102 to 101 after 3 overtimes.
This is basketball,
Oh,
not football, right?
This is high school basketball.
I was
Okay.
gonna say high school basketball game. Both teams scored 100. Then when you said 3 overtimes, I'm like, oh, okay.
Who won the game?
Freedom by 1.
That's
Joe, did you send that clip of somebody saying, talking about the way why the NBA isn't good now is because everybody just wants to shoot threes? Was that a clip that you sent, or was that just something I just found?
Yes. No, that was
I,
something Joe sent.
I said,
Okay, yeah.
It's
Oh yeah,
very, it's yeah,
I
BJ
did reply
Armstrong
to it.
talking
Yeah,
about that.
yeah. And I said I think this is why I can't really get behind the NBA anymore.
It is. The game is completely changed. It's changed the way the kids want young kids start off playing, trying to jack up threes.
Yeah,
And it's true. Like, I mean, they definitely pulled the clips to make it support his point. But the
But
mid-range game is legitimately, I don't want to say non-existent, but it is a lost part of the game
yeah.
because a 2 is not valuable in today's game.
Right. I was gonna say to me, it feels like the low post game is frowned upon. So
yeah, that's the other
Yeah.
one. And the thing with BJ, he's an agent. So he's been an agent for a long time since retiring from the NBA. So like this, what he's saying is legit. It's like he's not making this shit up. Like this is what they're telling him they
Yeah.
want as far as prospects and players and all that stuff. And I mean, it's true. I'm not gonna. It's not the players' fault. They changed the rules to make it more offensive. That's fine. And it's like, they only played defense in high school and college, and the NBA was like, this is all about the money. So we're gonna up the ante with the rules and how the offense is played. And he's right. I've watched about 60 NBA games this year. I've watched a lot of my Bulls games, and I just watch a lot of random other games. And every single game, 90% of it is pretty much the same shit. All the teams run very similar offenses. The way they play defense is pretty much the same. Yeah. I mean, he's not wrong.
No.
yeah, I mean,
You have your superstars that exceed, their play, and just look at the amount of players who are scoring 50, 60, 70 points, and how many more games like that you've seen in the past 5 years, 10 years even. Maybe 10 years might be going a little too far. But, especially, in the past 5 years, it's interesting.
Yeah,
makes
and
the
I'm
Will
sorry.
Chamberlain 100-point game look really more impressive.
So, and the thing to me about the way that they have adjusted the rules, not that the rule adjustments have been bad. I don't want to say that. They've definitely made the game, I don't want to say how do I want to put this? I don't know, because we come from an era where defense mattered and defense was something that was like encouraged, and I like to see teams defensively beat up on other teams. So the fact that they changed the rules to essentially make defense something that if you're a good defender, you're probably going to foul somebody even if you didn't foul somebody. Like
Correct.
you expect a foul call if you're a good defender, like
Yeah,
even if it's not a foul.
the way I was taught to play defense when I was a kid, yeah, it'd be a foul like every time. And I'm not saying I was told to like maul the other guy, but I was told, keep him in check, essentially. So
Yeah, so it's just they've taken this, I don't want to say the necessity, the reason to play defense, they've taken it out of the game. So when you get guys that get defensive player of the year, I laugh at it because really, defensive player of the year, does that mean he just had the most blocks that year? Is that what that means? Like, because
Yeah.
there's nobody that I can think of, I shouldn't say that. There's probably very few people that I can name that are lockdown defenders in the NBA. And I mean legit lockdown defenders where their guy is going to score 10 instead of 25. That just doesn't exist anymore.
yeah, where's Gerald Wilkins? Damn it! right, Joe?
Yeah, the guy who couldn't defend. Yeah.
What? No, Gerald Wilkins had the reputation as being the Jordan Buster.
Yeah, the one who couldn't defend.
Yeah, he always did against Jordan.
And Jordan scorched him.
No, he didn't.
Yeah, he did.
That was the whole point.
Now you got to look it up.
I
Pat.
watched the video.
No, because I can't.
They pulled
I'm
up,
not
they
gonna be able
pulled
to
up the
prove that
stats, and he
statistically.
scorched Gerald Wilkins. Yep.
Anyways,
You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go to Gerald Wilkins' Wikipedia page just to see if that's mentioned at all.
You do that.
You sure you're not thinking Lenny Wilkins?
Yes, I'm very sure.
Dominique Wilkins?
any other Wilkins? But yeah, it's just, when you see when young kids, teenage kids that are playing basketball see their role models playing basketball in that fashion and think that style of play is what works, and then you go on to social media and watch somebody ask if this is a travel or not. Watch where the divide is. All the young kids, that's not a travel. All the older guys, that's a travel, because everybody thinks pickup ball and high school ball is played under NBA rules. You don't play pickup ball under NBA rules. You don't play high school ball under NBA rules. You don't play college ball under NBA rules. It is all based on lower level rules. The only place that shit happens and is acceptable is in the fucking NBA. So when you get people
4 steps, that's not a travel. You're good. You picked the ball up in this part of your step here, so technically your foot was in the air and it wasn't a step, so you're allowed this one. And I sit there and I'm like, this is what we're fucking doing? This is really what we're
like so many
fucking
people
doing?
that are like, that's a gather step. No,
This fucking
it's
gather
not.
step is fucking
It's not a gather
ridiculous.
step. That's an NBA rule. Gather step is only the NBA. Shut the fuck up.
This
Like,
gather step shit drives me insane.
he caught it in his gather step. Shut up. You don't even know what you're talking about.
4 steps is allowed because that's what they refer to as
Yeah.
an eventual shot.
It's the LeBron rule. Okay.
Eventually, he was going to shoot or pass.
Is this Hell's Gate?
Maybe. Yeah, it looks like the Hell's Gate.
Oh, we'll find out in a second. I'm almost there.
Just punch his left arm.
Yeah, it's
It's just funny
kind
to
of
me
like
that
Hell's
because-
Gate. It's his modified version of the Hell's Gate.
Yeah, but it's just kind of funny to me. And yeah, I know we're kind of ignoring this match, but like, the Knicks have Karl Anthony Towns now, and he shoots a lot from threes and everything. And it's just like the guys I watched who were like of his size when I was like, first watching NBA growing up. If any of those guys even, touched the 3-point line, except for when they were running up and down the court, they would have been on the bench, because their coach would have been, you're supposed to be on the blocks, getting the rebounds and the dunks, you fucker.
Yeah, they've getting their asses chewed out for shooting the 3.
Oh, I gotta tell you, Joe, you'll find this interesting. So, we were down at Deereth on the hell day we were down there. We were down there on Tuesday. We were there on Tuesday for a scrimmage, and nothing's changed as far as the way that those kids play.
Spectacular. Spectacular.
So, of course, Marlon messages me like the day after we got done with that scrimmage. He always texts me. Does he ever text you like this? He's like, "Wake up! What are you doing?" Like he always sends me, "Wake up!" Like
every morning. Every morning we text. Every morning we text.
But I was telling him about the one kid on their team, how the first play of the game, okay, they got the tip. They come down, first play of the game, kid drives, he gets fouled, they call the foul. Isn't he chirping at he's chirping at the referee. I'm like, why is this kid talking to the referee and all upset? They called the foul for you, and you get to go to the free throw line. Like, that's how it's supposed to go.
And you're complaining to the ref.
He's still complaining about it. He's still complaining about it. I was like, what the hell is going on?
Like, what's he complaining? What was he complaining about? Who's a hard foul, man? You need to watch that shit.
Yeah, and then he said, "Okay, so that's how we're gonna play it." I'm like, what is he gonna go deck one of our players now because he got fouled a little harder than what he wanted to?
Man, these kids they have no balls. They're
So it was
sensitive
just
and they have no balls.
I couldn't believe it. And you'll know the kid. I'm not going to say his name because I don't want to put him on blast here on a live, but
Oh, I probably do know who you're talking about.
I'll tell you after we go off a live. I'll tell you who it was. You'll probably know the name.
It's just
Um,
frustrating.
but it's just and it was funny because the amount of smack talking that went on when they were up, like when they were winning a quarter, mouths running like crazy, just mouths running like crazy. As soon as we would catch up, and it would go in our favor, it would be complaining.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, instant complaining. Smack talk when they're up, instant complaining when they're down. Something bad would happen.
It's never their fault. They're not doing anything wrong. It's always the other person.
A bad play would happen where their teammate would do something they didn't like, yell, bitching at their teammate. Taking plays off like LeBron, not running like, oh, I missed that shot and now I'm upset and now I'm just standing down here. And then, oh, if we get the rebound, I can cherry pick and look like I'm a star. I'm just like, this is crazy. Like, how, as a high school coach, and I hate to use this word and I hate to say it because I don't know if that's really what's happened, but how can you allow your program and the kids that are in your program to act like that?
Oh, he's allowing it. He or she's allowing it. Sorry, I don't know who the coach is.
Yeah,
they are.
It's a male coach. But I'm just like,
period.
I'm like, how can you? Because I know, like, I've been over to Allen, and they don't act like there might be some of that over there, but it is not like that. Like
it's not excessive like Deer is.
No,
right now.
no, it's very excessive at Deer, and it's unfortunate because I think they could really have good teams if they would stop acting like they're NBA All-Stars on that team. It is so individualized. It's crazy. And they can't play man defense either. Like, they jump into zone like almost immediately.
That's horrible.
They cannot play a man defense. Like, they just are grabbing everybody and everywhere. Like, it's Foul City. It's just like, this is crazy.
So I'd like to point out super quick
Yes.
that
go ahead.
the Razor's Edge has been kicked
Yes.
out of 2 or 3 times tonight alone.
Yep.
And when Razor Ramon did it, no one kicked out.
Well, he perfected it. These guys don't know what they're doing. They're only they're 2.5 right.
Nobody kicked out of the DDT when Jake Roberts.
Jake Roberts, yeah.
But then everybody else adapted the DDT as a setup maneuver, and
Exactly. Once again, they're not doing it right. There's something wrong with the headlock that they're giving. I don't know.
Well, a lot of times with DDT, when Jake gave a DDT to a guy, he planted a guy's fucking skull into the mat. You see so many other guys though that when they get DDT, they do that like flip over thing. So obviously the guy giving it to him is not doing it right.
And
finishers are not safe anymore.
And Damian Priest did the Frankensteiner better than Braun Breaker did.
Yeah, you did. I'm not gonna lie. You definitely did. Like, this is supposed to be a staple of your family. Why are you fucking it up?
People kick out of leg drops all the time.
The most devastating move next to the finger poke.
And you know why they do, right? Because their leg drops are not atomic leg drops.
Oh, I said I was on mute.
And people kick out of flying elbows off the top rope. You know why? Because they're just flying elbow drops, not flying elbow smashes. Which is what I think what they technically called Savage's elbow.
It's
people aren't fueled by Slim Jims anymore.
The atomic leg drop is as powerful as the thumb of doom that currently. Why can't I think it's Solo does the thumb of doom? Now I will give him this. I'm glad that he is paying respects to Umaga, which I believe was his uncle, right? Their uncle.
I think so. Yeah.
So,
removed.
I give.
I'm not looking.
So I give related, at least related in some way, shape, or form. We know that for sure. Yep. But so I give him props for giving homage and respect to Umaga in that sense. But it's still one of the worst moves next to the leg drop and the Polka Doom or the heart punch. The heart punch, so devastating.
So
the Undertaker did that for a little while, right? The heart punch.
Here comes Finn Balor. Oh, sorry, Jeremy. Shit. My bad.
I'm trying to.
I don't see it yet either.
Oh, that was. Oh.
Well, you know
That was
something's got to happen. Both guys are laid out, and you have the official tending to the guy in the ring.
Oh.
Hey, Finn Balor.
Oh.
Hello. Oh, coup de grace.
Well,
A very
wait till you see what
bad-looking coup de grace.
Wait till you see what Gunther does then.
Yeah, I mean, this
Okay.
match could have
Well,
gone
that
either
good.
way up until
He's like,
then.
I don't need your help. Get out of here. Take
Yeah, I
this.
actually like that he did that.
So
Mhm.
do I.
Yeah.
I still don't know why our friend does not like the coup de grace. I think that is a pretty devastating looking move. Like, I would not want somebody jumping on my chest with their feet.
See, that's the
No.
thing. It's one of those things that I think could actually legitimately hurt you, where some of these other moves really couldn't if somebody was like actually doing it to you. It maybe has something to do with the fact that he didn't like Kevin Sullivan. I don't know. The thing of it is too is that with Kevin Sullivan, who was kind of a short, stocky kind of guy, who was very like built and like he was like very centered and everything. I could see where he could get enough like oomph into whatever. Balor doesn't convey that
Weighs a
same thing
buck
because
30,
he's a small
soaking
thin
wet,
guy.
No, but I,
with 10-pound shoes on.
I still don't know how he does it. Like I asked our Joe's my former coworker, who is a wrestler. I'm like, how does he even do that? It I
Without
know
hurting
wrestling,
somebody
and
and hurting
it
himself.
just blows my mind every time.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't look like something I would ever want to do. I wouldn't want to jump from like that height and be like landing with my 2 feet, not on completely flat thing. And I don't even think I'd really
Right?
want to do that on a totally flat surface either, because I'm afraid like I'd like
Yeah.
blow out a knee.
What happens if they do it on a squishy guy? Do they get their foot stuck? Like, oh, my foot is stuck.
Like
Oh my
a
god, I
Bronson
got to do
Reed.
the coup de grace to viscera. All right. Are
Big
my
Daddy
feet going
V.
to are my feet going to get stuck in the folds?
Big Daddy. No, that's Big Daddy V. Get it right.
Mabel, King Mabel, Viscera, Big Daddy V. It's
Oh,
the same
Yeah,
person.
it's just one of those moves where it's like you can see it actually be you can see it being a move that actually hurts, but at the same point, it's not really like a flashy move, I guess.
Well, yeah.
And
See,
I
that's
think that's maybe why our good friend does not like it, is because it's not flashy. And I
that's
get
the
that.
same. That's the same thing with the thumb. I can see if you have like a heavily taped up thumb, and you're at speed jamming it right into somebody's throat right here, that could really fuck somebody up. But
Correct.
it doesn't look cool.
By no means does that look cool.
I've always been torn on Finn Balor's move. Like at first I liked it, but as time went on, I'm like, I'm not sure if I'm really a fan of this move anymore. Like I wish he would come up with a different finisher, but each to their own. It's all good.
Well, and here's the thing. So if you look at Finn Balor's physique, he can't do anything crazy where he's picking some guy up and doing something like that. So he's going to be limited in regards to like that type of move. Like he's not going to be picking, not to say that he couldn't pick up Damian Priest, but what is he going to be able to do with Damian Priest if he tries to do a pickup move? One,
Yeah.
Damian Priest towers over him.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, what move could he do? Next up move is some kind of flying shoulder, forearm, a kick. Like now he kind of looks like everybody else with their finishers. He's doing them same kind of athletic, skinny guy finishers.
Yeah. Ooh, Saturday night's main events.
so they were just showing some of the wrestlers at baseball stadiums. I was just telling Maddox this earlier. A hot dog at Dodger Stadium next year or next season is going to be $15 for a hot dog.
That hot dog better
No,
be
not a hot
big.
dog, a Dodger dog.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
A beer is going to be $35.
Well, they got to do something to pay for all the deferred money that they're
Okay,
deferring.
right, which I get, but like, how can you afford to take your family? I mean, granted, it's in LA, so if you're going to live in LA, you can make that kind of money. But at the same point, like, how can anyone afford to take their children to a game?
Yeah, it's probably one of the reasons why I don't think I haven't been to a Yankee game in like
That's why I prefer to go to minor league games.
six,
Yeah.
7 years. I can't even remember the last time I was at the Yankees at Yankee Stadium, to be honest.
Quick side note: is Saturday Night Main Event a PLE now?
No,
No.
it's just going to be like a series of specials again.
Okay,
But it's going to be I guess in prime time, not in during like SNL time, which the original Saturday Night Main Event always was.
And they'll
Oh,
have
was
it
it? I thought
live
it was
on.
in the
It'll be
morning.
a live event on Peacock too, which it looks like. So that's
Well, I
kind
think
of
it's
cool
gonna be
too.
on NBC and Peacock kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like it will be on NBC. You won't like you won't like have to watch it on Peacock.
Right. Yeah.
Uh,
It's not going to be a Peacock exclusive, but yeah, it's nice. It'll
next,
be live on Peacock.
next
But if you
unrelated
do,
slash. Yeah, go ahead.
oh no, go ahead. You're fine.
I
No,
just
I
hope
was moving on.
I just hope they use one of the old Saturday Night Main Event music themes.
I was just saying, if you want to watch the cock, you can watch the cock if you want
Yeah.
Whoa, now.
Peacock.
to.
Cock.
When are they going to break up New Day? They really kind of need to break up New Day. It's been
I'm
10
waiting
years.
for it. They're like
I-
teasing it for the past 5 months. They fucking
I
need to get it
think
done
on
already.
Monday. I think someone's
I
gonna
hope
have
it's
on
Monday. It needs to be.
Like Xavier Woods needs to pull the trigger and just hit him with a trombone.
So, phrasing. So, no, I think they've been teasing it the last couple of months. And then, obviously, if there's any sort of celebration ever on any show ever, they generally do something like that. So, I'm willing to bet. I think Joe just said it. Yeah, they're probably going to break them up.
No, that's when they're going to bring Big E back and there'll be a one big group again. I
Well,
don't think Big E's coming back, though.
Well, they said Big E's going to be there for that, but yeah, it's still sounding increasingly like he'll never be able to wrestle again, which really kind of pisses me off because not that I was like his biggest fan, but it was like they had just decided to give him the belt, say, let's see if you can carry it. And he gets injured on a move that shouldn't have fucking happened.
Yeah.
So,
So, unrelated, they still use Slim Jim as a
Yep.
as an
go to
advertisement.
X and use the hashtag to share what is the most savage moment from Survivor Series.
Well, I don't see Macho Man
So
anymore,
far, I
so.
can't say there's been a savage moment.
Trash can splash?
I don't think anything from that match is savage enough.
No, because it was all chicks.
I didn't say it.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I was trying to say it like Cartman. I just did a very bad job of sounding like Cartman. My Cartman impression is not what it once was. I'm not fat. I'm festively
Are they-
plump.
Are they doing like Sunday Night Football introductions for them right now?
That's almost what it looks like.
Okay, this is weird. What I'm watching with these intros.
Why are we doing intros like it's Monday Night Football? What the hell is going on here?
That's
The
what I was...
starting lineup for your OG Bloodline. Big Bronson Reed.
I love you, Solo. That's so freaking weird. Jacob
I
Fatu.
had to get a drink because my throat hurts. I don't know why.
All right.
And,
Let me before we get to this match.
I got
going,
pretzels and dip, and I don't care because I'm gonna fucking eat it in front of all
What
three of you.
what do you think is more likely to happen in this match? Seth Rollins gets involved targeting CM Punk in some way?
The Rock shows up.
Or, no, I wasn't going to go there actually, but I suppose he could. But CM Punk, like I said, Seth Rollins somehow gets involved in the match and targets CM Punk, or CM Punk screws Roman somehow.
Yeah, that's more likely.
What
It
the hell
depends
did I
what the
just
favor
watch?
is. The whole favor from the vignette last night is what is interesting.
Yeah, because what will that be?
I don't think Punk screwing them over is going to happen. I
And
think
this
it
is the
might
last
be more of a
match.
Seth Rollins thing. But the same aspect, yeah, last match coming up and it's 8:30.
This is definitely only going to 10.
Considering it
It's-
started at 6, that's fine.
Yes.
You know, what at some point when do you bring the Rock in to show his hand for the new bloodline?
Yep.
So it's kind of like, are we going to get something with that tonight too?
Well, that's I guess
Because
the
he
biggest-
is the end boss.
That's what I guess is the biggest
Final boss.
question.
Final
Is the
boss.
biggest
Whatever.
question in all this is that WrestleMania is still what 4.5 months away. Do they have it written in stone as to what they intend to do with
think
all the
they
big
do at
with
this
all the
point.
big players and how they intend to get there. Because do they want to do Rock Roman? Do they want to do Rock Cody? Do they, it's
Roxy and
I
Punk.
I
Rock
don't think they'll
Roman and
I definitely
Cody.
don't think they would be able to sell I definitely don't think they'd be able to sell us on Cody Roman for a third straight year. I mean,
No.
shit, even Austin Rock didn't do 3 straight years at WrestleMania, so
I even think doing a triple threat with Roman, Rock, and Cody's pushing it a little bit.
I just
Honestly,
hate triple threats. Yeah.
I'd rather see Rock versus Roman because you're going to see Punk versus Rollins, and then where does Cena fit in at
Mm-hmm.
Mania?
Yep. What do they do with the title on the other show? Because it feels like Damian Priest shouldn't get another shot at Gunther. So who's
No.
Gunther's next opponent?
Correct.
Rollins, Punk, Drew.
Mm.
Where does Drew fit into everything going forward when they decide to bring him back?
And
They gotta
Rollins seems like he's leaning towards like not super heel, but he's leaning towards the heel road.
yeah, but it's like they also gotta we've had Drew Punk now. You told a great story. I think you had a great ending to it, so you got to keep the two of them apart.
Uh-huh.
You can't
You
really
do.
rehash that.
Before we go any
So,
further,
go
I
ahead.
do want to. So I was actually just paying attention to when they were trying to sell the toys, and they had the Survivor Series, the Shawn Michaels and Bret Hart. It's like, oh, and then Bret Hart gives him a clothesline, and I was like half expecting. It's like, and then Vince McMahon comes out and says to ring the bell, and to put a bow on the Gerald Wilkins. He was called the Jordan Stopper, but he
Yes, you
didn't
are.
stop Jordan.
No,
So you were both correct.
Okay.
He was signed by the
you are.
Cavs,
Mm-hmm.
signed by the Cavs to be
After
the
the Knicks
Jordan
let him go.
Stopper,
Yeah.
and Jordan completely just dismantled him.
So maybe he
Dominique
stopped.
told him, "Good luck, brother."
So I was gonna say maybe he had gotten that reputation when he was with the Knicks, and it was when the Knicks let him go and he went elsewhere that it didn't translate.
Right.
All right. While they're lowering the cage, I'm gonna get my weekly AEW booking bashing in.
Oh God. Okay, go
I
ahead.
think you'll agree with me on this.
Hercules.
So Darby Allin is the guy that they have now pretty much anointed as being the guy to be like the head anti-Moxley, if you
Oh, I'm
will.
going to agree with you on this one. Go ahead.
And he gets pinned by Brody King in the Continental Classic.
Yep. Main event.
That's fantastic booking right there. I like it.
Why is he even in the Continental Classic?
Yep. That's the main thing right there.
So
Booker of the year, baby. Booker of
I
the
was I saw on I going through Facebook, I saw something. It's like Darby Allin had all of, if it's still called the Blackpool Combat Club, just Darby Allin himself scared them away to make them run. When there's 7 of them, and it's Darby Allin.
Yeah.
They're the
That's not
Death
their name
Riders
anymore.
now.
Well, yeah, they're called the Death Riders.
Oh, sorry.
No, it's fine. It's fine. But yeah, I questionable booking. Sure.
Is Hangman Adam Cage still a drunk? Do we know?
No,
Like
he's
for
just
real
an asshole.
Hmm.
or his character?
He hasn't done anything with drinking for a long time. He's just like an asshole now. He's like a psychotic asshole.
Man,
Yeah.
they really dropped the ball with that, I think. I mean, I don't know what they could have done with him, but I liked him a lot.
I like Hangman. I don't think his booking has been great for certain stories.
Yeah.
Page is not somebody in AEW who like bothers me or annoys me in terms of his in-ring work, but he's the one who caused all the problems to start.
That is true.
I mean, yeah,
He's starting off the show.
Punk
He's
was
starting off
probably
with
was probably too touchy. I've always said that, but again, Page doesn't say anything. Maybe everything goes okay.
All right, Tama Tonga's starting it off.
Yep.
So I know nothing about these guys.
A lot of people think Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa are not that good. So
Okay, so this guy and the other guy,
yeah.
not
So I'll give you a
Bronson
break.
Reed, nor
I'll give you a breakdown here, Shane.
okay.
The tag team Loas are from New Japan as God. They've held multiple New Japan tag
Oh, he's
titles
spider walking on the cage. He's
in
cool.
New
That is pretty
Japan,
fucking cool.
Noah, and whatnot. One is better than the other. Okay. They are better as a tag team. They've had individual runs in ROH and TNA. And one of them was in a faction with Drew and LA Knight in TNA, which was a decent faction. Um,
Was it Spider Guy or the other one?
Now, not this one. I'm trying to say screen. Not this one, but the other one in the cage. The
Hmm.
bigger of the tag team. He's the one who doesn't. He makes more mistakes than he should.
Hmm.
But I still think he's good. They had a great New Japan career. I was excited when they came to WWE.
Okay.
Yeah,
Um,
to kind of bring it back to something we were talking about earlier. Actually, I think this was before, it might have been even before you were on, Shane. We were talking about the overuse of the term botch.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't catch that.
Our good friend in Ohio loves to refer to Tongaloa as Botchaloa.
yeah,
That's the guy that's in the spider
Botulism?
guy.
What?
that's the guy in the
What is
cage right
happening?
now on the
Okay.
right.
And since I never remember which is which, hold on. Tongaloa is hold on, let me make sure I got this right again now. Tongaloa is the son of Haku / Meng.
And the other one's the adopted son.
Tongaloa is the adopted son / nephew of Haku / Meng.
Yep.
Wait, didn't you say Tongalo twice?
I did. See, this is the problem when you have the same fucking word in their names and it's not in the same place.
I know.
Tamatanga is the adoptive son / nephew of Haku /
Okay.
Meng.
Man, it'd be really
It's kind of interesting to me how they've never really brought Meng back for anything ever since his guys have been back. But I think that's also because since he's not related to the Bloodline guys in any way,
Mhm.
not that they are either, you know, they're from
Yeah.
Wait,
completely
what was the
different
last?
islands, but you know,
What was it? What did you say, Pat? What was that part you said? I missed it. Sorry.
they're just talking about how they haven't brought Haku back in any capacity, but it's like he's not actually related to the Samoans. But then again, obviously neither are his sons. You know, Haku's from Fiji, so whoa.
He's got a big pop.
Stir the pop. Stir the pop there, buddy.
Oh, what just happened to my feed?
Yeah, it went out for me too.
Okay. Um, they've done a pretty good job making Bronson Reed a big deal over the last couple of months.
I've always
Yeah.
liked him. I'm waiting for them to give him the push because I think he deserves it and he can thrive.
Well, I always, you know, again, because I listen to his show and, you know, Cornette's made mention about how they've made Bronson Reed seem like such a threat, such a monster with a move that's old school in the splash, but they've made it seem like the most devastating splash ever. And they've gotten him over with it successfully because of what he's done to like Rollins and Strowman and other people. And yet he points out then that meanwhile in AEW, guys are literally killing each other, you know, and they're still not over.
So they're having Roman Reigns come out before Jay.
No, didn't Jay already come out?
Did Jay come out?
I thought Jay
No,
came out after
no,
Sammy.
no. Jimmy did.
Oh,
So they just want to do the yeet. They just are
probably.
gonna push the shit out of the yeet.
Or
That doesn't.
maybe then that also means Jay's gonna go right to the ring.
Yeah, but that doesn't make.
No,
Why would they do this? I mean, I
Because
get
Jay
it.
because Jay's the top merch seller right now,
Yeah.
supposedly.
Okay.
yes, he is.
But like
Gonna yeet on it.
the reason we're doing this is because of Roman.
Yeah, it's weird that Roman's not the last one out.
That's
But if Jay does go right, comes out and goes right to the ring, that kind of makes bring him out. Get the yeets going down to the reet. Do the yeets on top of the cage.
right. I guess just as a
Or maybe he's going to come through the crowd like he does on Raw.
He's gonna
rational.
yeet on the crowd. There's a lot of yeet going on.
Go, let's get the yeet going.
Yeah, this is reminding me of
this.
WrestleMania 5 when Savage
Yeah.
was the champion and he was introduced to the ring before Hogan the challenger. And on commentary, Jesse Ventura was like, "What kind of sense does this make, Monsoon? The champion comes out first?"
Yeah.
I remember the first time I watched WrestleMania 5 on tape, I was like, "Yeah, he's right." I was like 10 at the time.
I don't know. It just doesn't make sense. I feel like I'm being rational, but at the same point,
Here we go. I'll do a Pritchardism. You're trying to apply logic to an illogical situation.
Pretty much.
that's clearly what I'm
Okay.
doing.
Well, Jay's obviously starting, and yeah, he must be coming through like the crowd or something to do the eat and everything.
I don't think they had to show this part already. Whatever. Again, yeah, applying logic.
I mean, like if they were in like Jay's hometown, whatever. I don't even know what the Usos' hometown technically is.
San Diego?
Um, but it's like, yeah, they're in Vancouver. You know, that's obviously not his hometown.
All right, yeah, let me try to give this a pop.
Oh,
Jay
there he
Uso-
is in the stands.
Yep, Jay Uso, it
Concession
says, was
stands.
born in San Francisco.
That's what I meant, yeah.
And that's where he's billed from, it says too. So okay, like if this was in Frisco, I'd get it. But yeah, they've never really like made a big deal of like, oh, the Usos are from blah blah blah.
Oh, he's got the black and red now. He's officially back with the bloodline.
Oh.
Yeet.
What?
It's official.
The wolf
Yeet.
pack?
Who had the original black and red?
Yeah.
Brother.
We're going yeet yeet yeet. Yeet yeet.
And they're calling a main event JO, so have they been doing that too?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean,
ever since he got away from the bloodline in the original.
Okay.
Damn, it was funny. I was watching an interview with Bronson Reed. He didn't know until he was a teenager that he was part Samoan. He had no clue.
Bronson Reed?
Yeah. He's
Oh, he is. I didn't know that either.
yeah.
That
he's
would
part
make sense
Samoan.
why he looks eerily similar to the rest of the group.
He does have some of those same physical characteristics. Yeah.
He's
Yes.
part Samoan, Polynesian, and something else because he was raised in Australia.
I was gonna say I thought he was Australian.
Yeah, I thought
Yep.
so too.
Well, I mean, Australia's in the same
Hemisphere.
kind of sort of vicinity as those Pacific Islands. So
Yeah, but he said he never knew until he got older, was like a teenager, and I don't remember the conversation came up with his mom, and then she's like, "Yeah, your other side is Samoan, Polynesian, and something else, and you're Australian." And
Let's find out later on that he's like some way close, like loosely related to the Usos and everybody. Somebody does a history check. They're like, "We'll come to find out that Bronson Reed is twice removed cousin from this mother's son's
See,
brother."
told you, top of the cage. He's on the top of the cage.
He's
doing
yeeting
it.
from the top.
It's on that platform.
That poor crowd got yeet all over him.
Jeremy, what is wrong with you?
you know what I would always want to ask.
Absolutely nothing.
The
Comes
guys in
back to
the,
the X videos.
you know what I would always want to ask the guys in the bloodline.
What's that?
What?
Do you
What their
like
blood type is?
Do you like Samoas?
Oh my god. All right, I'm
Bad
leaving.
joke.
Bye. This is fun.
Those jokes are only supposed to come from Joe when he sends us the bad dad jokes.
Yeah.
Well, I was just thinking about it. It just occurred to me now. I'm like, wait a minute, isn't there?
Are you hungry, Pat?
cookie
Do you need
called
a Samoa?
Samoas? Who's going to
Dad
make the
doesn't know
first
it, but his
mistake in
future
this
wife
match?
is from Samoa, right?
Oh, maybe
Hey,
she.
is Sami Zayn the only guy in this match without tattoos?
Yeah.
He's the only white guy. Oh no, there's two white guys. Sorry, I was gonna say he's the only white guy, but then I forgot CM Punk's in this match too. So
Well, is
All right, this
Bronson
match
Reed
officially started at 8:46.
is Bronson Reed technically white then?
Oh no.
I would say no, not 100%. Not
Well,
like us pasty boys.
I'm not 100% white. There's supposedly a tiny percentage of Native American in my heritage somewhere.
Okay.
What'd you do, 23 and me?
It came back 1/2 of an eighth,
No,
so 1/16.
my dad was into the ancestry shit a while ago, so
Okay.
I get it. I started doing it. It's kind of fun. Being able to find shit.
I just don't care enough.
All right. Are they gonna break down and do hakas against each other? That'd be awesome.
I was looking for my mom's side because my mom's side's Greek, so I was trying to find more, information about my ancestry and my family and my from the islands of Greece. Because supposedly my mom's side comes from like the island Crete, I think it is. So it's fun when you start getting into that stuff. All right, took you guys long enough to start throwing punches.
All right.
Yeah, I
I
know.
don't think I'm like a minute and a half when the clock started for them to start throwing punches at each other, but yeah.
I thought they were gonna break down and do a haka against each other, like who could yell the loudest and slap themselves.
Let's have a hop off.
That sounds funny. Have a hawk off. Who's gonna spit on who first? Heck! Yeah,
No.
Let's get the hot two girl out here
I
too.
was going to say no references to the Hawk to a girl, please.
her 15 minutes of fame is over.
I don't think it is necessarily, but I don't care.
She's still doing shit, man.
She got to throw the first pitch at a Mets game.
She's still doing stuff. I'm a big fan of Jacob Fatu, though. I really like him.
The one thing I'll say is
MLW.
when the Usos were coming out like early in their career and they were doing that. I know it's not it for the Samoan area. It's not a haka. I think that's specific to what is it the blacks? What are that rugby team called the Blacks? What are they? Where are they from? New Zealand. New Zealand. I think that's specific to New Zealand. I think they call them hakas. I don't know what it's called in Samoa, but
Are you talking about the dance that they used to do?
Yeah, the
on top
dance.
of the stage? Yeah. Okay, yeah.
Yeah. I thought that was always really cool because it's, paying homage to their lineage, where they come from. I always thought that was cool.
It is. I think it's pretty damn cool.
Like every time I see the New Zealand Blacks do that, like I always thought it's cool. And you can see the respect from the other teams too, and the fact that they're doing that. Did you? I know we don't talk a lot about politics, but I thought it was really funny. I guess you would just call him a government representative, and I think it was in New Zealand too. I'd have to look up exactly what government it was, but started doing a haka like right in the middle of the floor.
Yeah, I saw that.
To say no to the bill, they ripped it up and started doing it. So I was like, evidently she don't like that bill.
Well, I mean, so much of politics is theater.
I mean, yeah.
Well, no, we in our country, we've gone way beyond theater with our politics. We've gone to full-blown reality TV,
Yeah. It's Jerry Springer.
Let's bring in more. You are not the president.
We got Jerry Springer time every day.
Thanks, Maury. I think if Jerry Springer was still alive, he might be horrified of what his show had wrought.
Jerry Springer's
Probably.
dead?
Yeah, he died a few years ago.
Yeah.
Huh. I wonder, I haven't heard of him.
I didn't know either. I honestly didn't care either. So.
Oh yeah, he
last
died.
year.
He died just last year. Okay, I thought it was longer ago than that. But
Boy, get your facts right, Pat, if you're gonna say it.
yeah, that's why I looked it up.
What?
Oh, of course Bronson's going next. That
15
means CM
cents.
Punk's going next.
I'm
I was
at
gonna
12
say,
seconds left.
they
10
were
seconds.
kind of looking at each other as if they didn't know who they wanted to go. Yeah.
Like they don't have 5 minutes between each, or 3 minutes
Ah,
rather.
here we
Oh
go.
yeah,
I just hit
Jesus
0.
Christ.
God, you guys, how far? You guys got to be like 15 seconds ahead of me. I just hit 0.
2:50.
I'm at 3 minutes, so you guys are 10 seconds ahead of me.
Yeah, 10 or 15 seconds ahead of you.
Jesus Christ! What the fuck?
No, here comes the weapons already.
Jeremy, they've been in the ring
Yeah,
like for 10 seconds now.
they were always there, Trebek.
Whatever, man.
Ooh, he slapped it away.
That's really Samoan
God.
of him.
Well, I like that. Let's just throw the chair at him. Okay, he
Ooh,
slapped
yeah.
that one away.
Yeah.
He gets hit in the head with him twice, and then he slaps one away. Right.
Yeah, and then watch what he does. He doesn't notice.
What, takes his pants off?
No.
All right, I'm going to do something that I normally do not do.
He's technically not wearing pants.
What are you doing?
Come on, this is a live show, Joe.
Yeah, don't
Looking at the
surprise
odds.
us. You're looking at the odds for who wins this match? I always forget that people can bet on a predetermined match.
Never tell me the odds.
You know what's crazy? LA Knight was favored by -500. Shinsuke was a +300. Could have won some money on that one tonight.
Yeah, I said I was surprised that Shinsuke won. Hopefully that won't be like the thing that I say at the end of the night was the biggest surprise of the show, but I'm afraid it will be.
The heels for the women's war games were the favorite by -200. It was close. The faces were a +5, a +150.
Well, who's favored in this match?
The OG by -500.
Really? I kind of feel like Solo's team needs to win this match.
So if you place a bet on the new bloodline, it's a +300. Got $100, you can win 300. Right? Yeah.
Well, I'll bet $1 so I can win 3. That's good odds.
That's on Yahoo Bets. I know how accurate Yahoo is, but
Randy made his return at last year's, right?
Yeah.
And then
Yep.
CM Punk also came. Okay, I was kind of just thinking, would The Rock
You
come
guys
out
should
here?
pause.
Pause what?
Your
Talking?
feeds. It's like catch up.
At least Jimmy didn't go looking for weapons.
Right.
Oh,
I mean,
thanks for ruining
is
it for me.
because it makes sense. Like if your
You got
partner
to
teammate is getting absolutely demolished,
right. You've got to your first priority should be when you're the team that's the man down is neutralize the advantage first. Then you
Yep.
can go looking for weapons.
right?
That didn't happen in the women's match. Everybody went for weapons.
Yeah, I
Gr-
know.
I mean, granted, it's his brother, so he has more invested interest in this.
Yeah.
I don't know
in
how you
getting
can tell
into
it's
the
his
ring.
brother. They don't look anything alike. It's
That's not.
ridiculous.
I don't. Wait. What are you doing?
what, the Usos?
Well, not everybody can be Ron and Don Harris, complete with matching SS tattoos.
Yeah. Or Devon and Bubba Ray Dudley.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
that's
sad.
really nice.
Bubba Ray is still in TNA telling random people to get tables now because, that's his shtick. So he's got to tell everybody.
Actually, my
get
favorite
tables.
was always the Bashams because they weren't really brothers, and I still could never fucking tell them apart.
I know. That's a crazy part with those two.
I never knew which one was Doug and which one was Danny.
You see, that's a really good idea to not miss the splash. Have the other guy hold him there. Like that makes sense.
No, it doesn't. Stop telling lies. Nothing makes sense
Tell me
anymore.
when I'm telling lies.
Just sweet little lies, okay? Just sweet
Oh my
little lies.
God, what is happening?
Sweet little lies told by pretty little liars.
Have we turned into Mean Girls?
Get in, loser. We're going to ford the river.
What are they
I watched
doing?
I watched the second the remake of Mean Girls that Tina Fey did, which she shouldn't have done, because they turned it into a freaking musical.
Glee.
Terrible.
I've still never watched the original, so
I watched the original because it was, you know, I was still a young man at that time, so I was like kind of into those movies. I watched the second one because my daughter, who is a teenage girl, is into those kind of movies. So I was like, sure, Dad, I'll watch that with you. Why not? And I regretted every moment of it.
it's still pretty amazing after that movie. Rachel McAdams has had a pretty good
Oh,
career
they
overall.
sending him in. Oh,
Amanda Seyfried.
Well, that
was
means
doing
they're sending
well.
in Jacob Fatu.
Amanda
Oh no,
Seyfried.
Tungaloa.
Amanda Seyfried was doing well, but seems to have disappeared lately.
Oh, never mind.
Lacey Chabert became queen of the Hallmark Christmas movie, and Lindsay Lohan.
Is he gonna walk down
Well,
the ring with his hands together the whole time?
like a sub steps, yeah.
he's MC hammering. We got to pray, pray,
You got to pray
pray.
just to make it today.
I love that song.
Dun, 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 dun.
So it's a funny thing. I asked my team if they wanted to have a playlist that they can warm up to, and they were like, "Yeah, that sounds great."
Jock jams.
And then the one kid said,
Doctor.
"Where the hell did this come from? Why is it in my pants?" Anyways, that was weird.
What is
Tissue in my pant leg.
Not better.
Really?
No.
Not better.
Your
At
bad
my-
like Jeremy.
At my calf. At my calf. I don't know how
Hey.
it got there.
You stand up, shit falls down. So where was it?
I
Anyways,
foreshadowed this too.
so they're like, the one kid's like, yeah, everybody should pick 2 songs. I was like, that's fine. You got to send me them so that I can approve them, make sure that they're appropriate.
I can imagine what they fucking sent you, these kids these days.
Well, I didn't get anything
Wow.
yet because then one person chimed in and said, we should just have this person do it. And it's not even a person on the JV team. It's somebody that's on the varsity squad. I'm like, well,
Varsity
there's,
Squad.
I know, the varsity squad has their playlist. Like, why would you want somebody from the varsity squad to do your playlist? This is about your team. I asked you guys to essentially bring a little bit of unity into what you guys are listening to and get you guys excited for your own game. So I don't think we're going to have warm-up music unless we have somebody play the music for us.
They ruined
So-
it for themselves.
Yeah, they
That's
did.
what kids do.
Because I'm not going to ask again. I love my team, but I'm not going to ask them again to do the same thing.
That thing that Jacob Fatu just did was pretty awesome.
Yes.
What the? Okay, I can see what you just put your hand up at, Joe.
The next move, what the fuck was
Yeah.
that?
That did not.
You loop? What the fuck? What the hell was that?
Why are you
What is it,
showing this
crucify?
again?
Because it looked cool.
That was weird. Why does he keep on praying? It's so goofy. Stop that.
Yeah, I don't fully understand that. Is that a thing that he used to do in where he was?
The crucifixion.
I think
Back
Sammy's
body
gonna
drop?
be- Are they going to put Punk or are they going to put Sammy? Who's going?
I would say Sammy. I'd say
know.
Sammy. You guys will know in about right now. You guys know.
No, we know. No.
Yeah. Okay. So you're 10 seconds ahead of me. God dang it! My stupid fingers. Can't go forward.
Wait till you see what Roman does.
Yep.
You go, Sammy. Sammy's like, oh, I'm sorry, man. Not my fault. I didn't say who's going. I'm just following directions.
See, Sammy was looking back, and this is why Sammy's so good. He was looking back not because he was like worried that he had to go in or like that he was afraid to go in. He looked like he was afraid to leave the two of them alone together.
Yep.
Right. I agree.
You know?
He's a really good
Sammy's-
storyteller.
Yeah.
He is. Sammy is.
So while this is going on, so the end of today's Michigan Ohio State game and the end of today's NC State UNC game both ended with fights on the field because the visiting victors tried to plant their
Their
flags in the
flag.
middle of the field, and it led to fights. And
Uh-huh.
apparently, pepper spray had to be used at the Ohio State Michigan one to break it up.
Yeah,
That's bad.
one of the kid from Michigan got interviewed, and he's like, they don't know how to lose. But
I mean, it was Ohio
at
State. You know,
right, but at the same point,
they're stuck up fuckheads over there.
they
But
That's
kind of had
funny.
to.
He just ran on him.
Yeah, it just it. I could see it from both angles. If they're gonna try to plant the flag in the middle of the field, you gotta expect something's gonna happen. It just
Can't be
got
disrespectful
wildly,
like that.
playing the flag
wildly out
is
of hand.
definitely like is a very disrespectful move.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's like a line exchange from Django Unchained, where the one says, "I think you're a sore loser," and the other one goes, "I think you're an abysmal winner."
I'm both.
Yeah, it's just like, dude, you won the game on the opposing field. You don't need to plant your flag to make the statement. And
Yeah, who are
you
you,
know,
Baker Mayfield?
well, I mean, somebody did that to Notre Dame once several years ago, and I remember it pissed me off. But I was like, oh, they also won the fucking game, so you don't want that to happen. Don't lose.
It exactly.
True.
I like the shot of Roman and CM Punk in the cage, and they're just like,
Yeah.
We're not gonna talk. We're not
So
gonna see. We're not even gonna look at each other.
Bronson Reed is just an impressive specimen.
He is.
Like I know there's been a lot of them throughout, like Bam Bam Bigelow, just bigger dudes who are athletic, Otis-ish. But Bronson Reed's just fucking huge.
Yeah,
like, and I,
that's what I
Reed's
like about
different.
him. He reminds me of like a lot of those types of
and
guys.
it just goes to show you, like, what I don't understand is, so they're pushing Bronson Reed, but they at no point in time ever pushed Otis as a singles wrestler. Not legitimately. They made him a sideshow attraction.
They did
as a singles wrestler.
They did very briefly, and then they reneged on it because remember he won Money in the Bank. Oh, shit, no, I was trying to remember when it was, and I remember when it was. It was during the pandemic year. It was during 2020.
When
Yeah.
they had the Money in the Bank in the building.
Yeah.
And he won at the top of the
Yeah.
building.
Yeah.
Yeah, but even him
Where
winning that,
Rey
it was a
Mysterio-
joke.
Rey
It was a
Mysterio got murdered.
Yep.
yeah. And even but that Money in the Bank was a joke match. It was like, how goofy can we make this Money in the Bank match?
It was because of the time. It was because of the
I know it
pandemic
was.
and
I
everything,
understand
and
that.
they tried to do something unique, and yeah, there was a lot of comedy moments in it. But then, like I said, they reneged on it, and that they had him lose the briefcase before he cashed it in. So
Yeah, which we've never seen since that I can think of.
it's happened before, but I don't know. Yeah, I'm not sure if it's happened since. I don't think so.
No.
I think the Miz is the only one that put his Money in the Bank. Did the Miz fight? Yeah, because didn't the Miz fight him for the Money in the Bank briefcase? Otis? Didn't he fight Otis?
He
think
may
so.
have been, yeah.
I think it was Miz, yeah.
I think it was Miz, and that's where Miz like cashed in and held it for like a couple weeks before like Bobby Lashley like squashed him.
See, that's what I mean. Like, Otis is got personality. He can wrestle. And yet, they didn't give him a legitimate push to see if he could go further as a singles wrestler.
Yeah, and now he's
Everything
largely
he's done has been a comedic gimmick type of match.
and now he is just largely a comedy act.
Yep.
Yes.
Not
Where
completely.
Bronson Reed from the get, and there is difference in Bronson Reed and Otis. I'm not going to say there's not, because Otis came in as a part of what the hell was their tag team name? He was part of a
Heavy
tag
Machinery.
team. Heavy Machinery. Thank you. And so there is a different starting point for the two of them. Bronson Reed was a singles wrestler the whole time, so they do have different starting points.
Yeah.
That was impressive by Jacob Fatu.
Prediction here.
Yeah.
Is Roman going to stop Punk from going next?
Maybe.
See, I was kind of thinking like Punk would have to be the last guy in the ring just because they probably want him to take the least amount of punishment.
Does Jacob
But then I
Fatu
was
have
like, well, you could
Punishment.
make the same excuse for Roman, so.
But I mean, Roman's wrestled more than Punk has in the past
You're
year or two.
Yeah. Looks like Roman's coming in. Looks like Punk's
Oh, he's going to
stalking.
stop him? Is he going to stop him?
Punk looks like he. I was gonna say Punk was looking like he was like
Oh!
stalking, and Roman like didn't even want to look at him.
Nice.
Notice how there's also been like very little use of weaponry in this match.
Yes,
they
it's
don't
been nice.
need it. I mean, what?
The women didn't need it any either. They made it.
Uh,
They are like, we got to make our match
what is he
unique
shaking
compared to
his
the
head no
men's.
for?
They totally needed it. Because they put out a really shit show. What the fuck?
The toolbox.
Meanwhile, back at the wrench, that's an old Batman the Animated Series Joker line when he was beating Batman with a wrench.
uh, why would you?
Buck's like, fuck, I'll just beat him with the toolbox. I'm slightly surprised that Solo's the last one in for the new bloodline.
Well, so he can take the least amount of punishment.
I thought maybe it would be Tonga Loa just because of his proclivity to mess things up.
Was that the crazy Spider-Man one?
No. That was Tama Tonga. That's wait. Which one started? One of you said which one started.
Joe did.
What was that?
Which one started the match for the new bloodline? Was it Tama Tonga or Tonga Loa?
Tonga Tonga. Tama
Okay.
Tonga.
So yeah, Tama Tonga was the spider walking.
Not Batu.
Oh, no selling the toolbox.
Oh, come on. What again? Yeah, I don't get the whole. What's this thing?
It's his psych up, I guess.
And he can do the Samoan drop because he's Samoan.
Well, I'm trying to remember who did that like toss up catch Samoan drop. Was that Umaga or was that somebody else?
I want to say it was
used to
Umaga.
do it. He used to do it. Umaga.
Yeah.
I don't know if he was the first person to do it, but he's the one I remember doing it.
I think yeah.
And he used to catch in one arm too. Like he would throw him up and catch him with one arm. He didn't catch him with two. He'd catch him with one and fall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, Sammy is selling the hell out of everything.
Well, out of all the guys in there, he has the least muscular build to him too. So he better sell.
Punk might
No, I'm
actually
not-
be less muscular than
Yeah, we're
Sammy
not.
right now.
I'm not here to body shame, Jeremy. Come on.
Yeah, if I wanted to body shame, I'd
I'm
talk
making-
about Adam Cole. Especially after that picture Triple H posted of his daughters.
Adam Cole's daughters?
No, his
daughters.
Triple H's daughters.
His and Stephanie's daughters, who apparently are all into the physical fitness in their teenage years.
Hey, good for them.
But none will be as manly as Brock Lesnar's daughter. Just get it right, all right? Nothing's ever gonna.
Yikes.
She's a fucking beast, yo.
I was
Pun
I,
intended.
I was very upset when she did not qualify for the Olympics because I thought that would have been cool if she had.
That would have been awesome if she did.
Ooh. The old Freebirds to the Von Erichs move. And I think Kurt Hennig did it to Ric Flair in that NWO Horseman War Games match in '97.
Hey.
Oh, they're bringing everybody over for that door shot.
Yep.
Hold him up. Hold him up, boot.
What is he? He's not going to try to.
Oh, they broke the door. Nah, weird.
I saw him come in with a padlock. I'm like, is he going to try to like padlock the door shut so Roman can't get in? It's like, dude,
Yeah, that's what I thought he was going to do.
He would just see, yeah, but
He did forget how to open the door there for a
He's not
second.
doing that because with no top to the cage, Roman could just climb over it. So it would be stupid to do it.
I mean, but it'd be 10 seconds of them still being able to do
I
whatever.
guess, but again, they can't win the match until Roman's in the ring.
Yeah, I mean, but they can inflict damage. Whatever. This is
Yeah,
nerding too much.
we're trying to apply logic to an
Yeah,
illogical situation.
yeah. Why am I even here?
Because you are.
Well, why are any of us here? I mean, you know. Uh-oh, they're making an Uso sandwich.
Oh, Jacob, we just hit Uso on the ass. Hope he
What?
didn't fart
Uso
on
in
you.
the ass? That sounds painful.
Oh my god.
Punk's literally like laying there right now going, when's my next cue?
Let me know.
Oh, someone's gonna get a knee to the sternum.
Oh, yeah, Jacob Fatu just put
Yeah.
his head in an ass. Oh my God, Bronson Reed off the top rope for a body splash.
I do find it interesting that Punk hasn't taken his shirt off. I wonder if
I was thinking that too.
there's a reason.
And Punk's crawling over to Sammy to make sure he's all right. Do you guys see
Well,
that too?
because he just got squashed.
Yeah, but no one's stopping him.
Well, because
Uh,
they had to set up the spot
Well,
where
they're laughing
Oh,
at
yeah.
him. Solo is just laughing at him. He's like, look at this dude.
He thought he'd be so clever joining these clowns.
That's all they did?
Here they go locking it.
Oh yeah, okay. So now they are doing it. After I thought they weren't doing it, now they are doing it. Just
So they're gonna have.
Is Paul Heyman gonna come out anytime soon?
So they're gonna have to make Roman climb up to the top of the cage to
yeah,
jump in.
because obviously, I mean, the
Blow
lock's
his-
on the inside too. So even if somehow he had a key,
He's gonna blow out his knee, getting in the ring.
Did
obviously they're going to have
Corey
Roman
Gra-
do some spectacular
Corey-
move to them.
Corey Graves just said that Roman Reigns was just outsmarted by the bloodline. Is that what I heard?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good job, Corey.
He says some really stupid shit sometimes.
I mean, I could see McAfee saying that, but come on, Corey Graves.
I'm still like, I understand from storyline that you put Solo as the head, but I'm sorry, I have yet to be sold on Solo Sikoa as a legitimate, like,
Peter.
more than a mid-card wrestler.
He's. I was thinking that for the longest time too. He's gotten a little bit better in my eyes lately as far as seeming like he actually is the leader, but he's got to start winning some big matches then too. So
Start climbing, Roman.
That's what we were talking about.
Oh
climb
man,
up.
I want to see him rip the door off the hinges because he's so strong.
If
like
If-
Solo like getting the pin in this match would help solidify his position.
Listen, that only happens when Andre the Giant does it, all right?
Didn't Batista rip a door off a cage once?
Probably.
Kane did.
Kane did in the first
Yeah.
Hell in a Cell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
There we go.
I think Big Show might have won WCW once. So when he was the Giant.
Didn't he fall through the cage?
Like,
Well in his debut in WWF, he threw Austin through the cage and
That's what it was.
outside.
Yeah.
Yeah, which let Austin win the
Tama
match.
Tonga. Here
That
comes
was a
Tongaloa.
cage match against Vince where like escape was a method of winning and everything. So
here comes Bronson. Here, take
Superman
that.
punch.
there we go. We were waiting for the Solo confrontation with him up at the top. Yeah. You know what I think this match really needs, which we
Here
haven't
comes
gotten?
Fatu.
I think we need some color.
You know, if CM Punk hadn't brought what the
I don't know.
did
I'll
they really
find out
need
in
to bring
10 seconds.
everyone over for that?
Yes, I just because we're making Roman like the Superman again. So I just heard the sound of bowling pins crashing.
So if you realize
Strike.
if CM Punk didn't bring the toolbox into the cage, he could have just opened the toolbox and grabbed the bolt cutters that were in there.
Assuming there are bolt cutters. We don't
Assuming
know
there are
if
bolt
there
cutters in
are.
that toolbox.
It's a toolbox. Okay, you can also maybe a screwdriver, just jack up the. You guys get it.
He could have
Can't
knocked
use a
out the
screw-
pins
we
to
can't
the
use a
door.
we can't use a screwdriver because isn't Moxley using a screwdriver all the time now?
Oh.
Yeah, so he picked up Jay, he picked up Jimmy, he's picked up Sammy,
Yeah,
but he's not going to pick up Punk. Come on, you're a man. Pick yourself up.
He's-
Here comes
Nope.
Heyman.
Punk's like, okay, I get up on my own. Fine.
Okay, now they're opening. Something's
they're
got to
both-
happen here because now they got two guys bolt cutting the lock here, so something's going to happen.
Brock Lesnar would be too much right now, right? This is
I think so.
It's not okay. Cool.
But like, yeah, the look on Heyman's face right now, like, he's like yelling at both of them. Is like you almost might be saying, "Don't make me call Brock."
Yeah, that'd be kind of funny. If we do get Brock, I will be shitting surprised because from what I've read, there's still legal situations that have to be heard
Oh,
with that
okay.
man
See, that's the thing. As long as that's hanging out there, I just can't
because
see
of the whole
them
Vince
wanting to
McMahon
bring Brock
allegations from
in
that.
just to avoid any potential liabilities.
Yeah, like him being on the website and selling his merch is one thing, but being live on TV and using them, that's totally different.
Yeah.
Ooh, it looks scary. And you got
CM
CM
Punk
Punk
took off
up-
his shirt.
Oh, no, he took off his shirt. He's CM Punk is lined up against Jacob Fatu, like the only guy that he shouldn't be lined up against.
So I'm also wondering if the cameraman was not supposed to show the guy's cutting the fucking lock off cutting the
Right.
chain off the fucking door too. 'Cause they
Somebody's
panned
losing
away
their
pretty
job.
quick.
Yeah, and then
I mean,
It's
the
like I said,
fans are
that's
going to see
Sammy
it, which
against
is
Bronson.
fine.
That's
But-
definitely a tip off that something else is going to happen. Like somebody else is going to be walking into the ring at some point.
Well, it's
Is
one
it
of
gonna
those
be
things.
Seth or The Rock? Is it Seth and The Rock? Could be both.
This is where, like, if you look at the new bloodline, the new
Maddox still sleeping,
bloodline is a
Tom?
bunch
Get
of
his ass
beast
out.
men.
he's awake. He's like this. They're doing 2K logic. It's the giant against the cruiser. Like, all right, kid.
Why can Rey Mysterio suplex the Big Show?
Because
I- well, I-
anything's real.
Well, no, I'm just saying. Like I remember in like some of the early PS2 games, they would let that. Then like in the one SmackDown game, whichever one it was, I don't remember which, they wouldn't let the really small guys pick up the really big guys for moves like that anymore. I'm
Yeah,
like,
then they'd be
good,
like, "Oh."
that's good. It's logic.
Then the smaller guys is like are holding their back. They're like, oh man.
All right, cameraman, get to the right ring. We don't want to see all the people laying down. Get where the action is. There you go.
It's not the cameraman that chooses that.
Roman and
that's
CM Punk are on the
producers.
wrong side of the
Well,
rings.
Tell the producers
Always.
to get their shit together.
I mean, at some point, Punk and Roman are going to have to work together in this match.
Or do they? Oh, CM Punk's gonna get speared at some point by Roman. I'm calling it now. By the Dubs.
By the
Yep.
Dubs.
There,
Ooh,
there it is.
Shane is so on point with his foreshadowing
Are
tonight.
you from the future?
A little bit of mistiming there by
Cool.
Solo.
Let's game.
Ooh,
A little bit of mistiming by Solo.
Come on, Amy, where are you at?
Solo
Got it away a little early.
All right.
Ooh, the thumb of doom.
That's
Okay, at least they didn't end it on the thumb of doom.
Well, I mean, I could see it ending that way. I just didn't think it should end there that way.
right. Yeah, I figured it'd be like through a table or something.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh.
Solo moved a little early. He did the Ole a little early.
Bronson just pretty much do the muscle buster.
Yep.
I thought that was
Ooh.
I thought that was one of the band moves.
Oh no, he didn't do the muscle buster.
It was
It was like a modified AA.
yeah.
So is
Okay.
Jacob really hurt, or is he just playing this
No
off?
one's
As-
checking on him at all.
I
did
I
not-
don't know. He's done this a couple times already.
I need to see the replay because he didn't
Okay, Bronson
get up on the
is.
ropes right. At least that's the way it looked like to me.
Well, Bronson's checking on him. I
Yeah.
don't know if but that could be, either way still.
Oh, Maddox and I were talking about this earlier. Ric Flair's referee kid. What is his name?
Lil Nate,
Yeah.
Charles Robinson.
I was like, I know that he has the same name as a Yahoo football employee.
He's like the only guy who was roughing 20 years ago who's still roughing, who's still still roughing now. So I give him
Right.
props.
Okay, so he might have just cramped up. That I'm thinking that was just a cramp for Fatu.
Hopefully.
Or just a small tweak or whatever.
Solo just barely missed the table.
Yeah.
God.
Oh, the low blow takes anybody down.
Ah, so here we go. See, like I was saying, they've made the splash such a big deal. Oh no, he's not.
He is.
Oh boy.
No.
He is. Wait,
No.
Jeremy.
Well, I mean, this is going to be a huge impact no matter what.
Yeah.
Oh,
Not
you
to the
wait.
top of the cage.
On that
Oh,
platform.
no.
Yes, he is, Jeremy.
Oh,
Now
my
we know
God.
why that platform is there.
He ascended to the heavens.
Other than trash can holding.
All
Jimmy
I can
Snuka!
say is, please let Roma move.
Wow.
Oh, don't worry. You'll see what happens.
Wow.
That was damn close.
Wow.
Yeah, it was. Like, timing
Woo!
wise, that was close.
Oh, I'm glad he missed.
Yeah, it looked like he got his leg, Roman's leg a little bit.
Because I'm sorry, I don't care how
Ah.
good you are at taking moves and how careful you are. That is a lot of weight coming down from a very high position.
Yeah, I mean, I remember one time when we were doing our stuff, like when you did like a splash or something onto me, kind of sort of. I remember that made me go like, oh, like I wasn't expecting it to feel like that.
All
So
right, Punk, just
There was a
accept it.
CM Punk chant too. Yeah, I don't know if you guys all have the
Yep,
volume
I have
on
no
or anything.
sound on. I can hear CM Punk chant.
Yeah.
CM Punk.
see,
No, that's
see
what
my
it is.
junk. What
Okay,
you
there we
just
go.
Ooh, he offers the hand. The olive
Oh.
tree has been extended.
Olive
Or the olive
branch.
branch. Yeah, I was fixing my.
did? Well, I mean, that's where all the branches.
Don't be Pat number 2 on this feed, okay?
Sorry,
I already
that's
got
on
one
me.
guy that corrects me all the time.
Ugh.
I only correct you because I love you. And I don't want
Yeah.
you to
Well, I was
be-
wondering,
and I
I was
don't
wondering where
want
the
you to seem
Usos
like
have been.
They're dead. They're just laying on the ground.
Dude.
That's the way these matches go. Guys lay around dead for a long time. And
Yeah.
suddenly they're brought back to life. Reincarnation. Or
Well,
maybe
yeah,
they just have
it's like,
carnation instant breakfast. I
Yeah,
don't
it's like
know.
you're playing Ninja Turtles the arcade game and you find the pizza.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it?
Oh!
3D?
Yeah.
No, everything's going kaflooey on here on my feed
Yeah, it
froze.
did for me too.
Yeah, mine glitched a
Mine
little
did
too.
too.
So
Okay, here comes my 3D. Okay.
It's just the cock's out of whack right now.
Peacock.
Ah,
Peacock.
there's a
hey,
wonky peacock.
so after the supposed Netflix streaming issues with the Paul Tyson fight, and everybody's saying, "Oh my God, Raw's going to have to deal with these problems," then, but then somebody before said, "Well, there was like 50 to 60 million people like streaming that at the time."
Yeah,
I love Triple H. I love Triple H's response, and he was like, if 50 to 60 million people are going to watch Raw, I'll take the buffering.
Yeah, really.
For sure.
That was literally the best thing he could have said.
Tongaloa. Here comes Tomba Tonga.
Oh,
Tonga
wait.
Tonga.
Jimmy,
Tuma.
are you going to go to the top?
There's a platform.
Bing.
Thinking
Do
about
it, Jimmy. Do it, Jimmy.
Come on, Jimmy. There'll be a platform there now. You can do your snooker.
I mean, Fatu's laying there for a while now. You got to do sometime.
Yeah, really. And like nobody's like holding him in place. And See,
Fatu's
that's the thing,
like
it's like-
slowly moving himself up a little
yeah,
bit.
he is. See, that's the thing. It's like, oh man, I'm
Dun, dun,
hurt.
dun.
I'm hurt. I'm groggy. I'm out of energy. But I know I'm laying on a table. Why don't I just roll
No, he
off
doesn't
the
know
bed?
that. He's
Ooh.
like, this is the most uncomfortable bed, that's all. I go sleep
Some people
here.
say it's healthier to sleep on a hard surface.
Those people don't have your back. Literally.
Oh, I see what you did there.
But
Sami Zayn, the only person standing right now.
Not really.
The only
Oh, is he-
Uso
just a
standing.
sec. I forgot I'm 10 seconds behind you guys.
other than
He just stood up and fell down. Now he's kind of standing. Ish.
Got the Usos up.
He's wobbling around. He's got jelly legs. Probably because there's no muscle in them.
Sammy Oos. Again, we're not body shaming here, Jeremy. I'm uncomfortable with how many times I have to say that.
Then you should not join our lives anymore. No, I'm just kidding. We don't.
Whoa, dude. Noted. Noted.
There's no body shaming going on here. It's self-realization.
Hey, fatty.
Like I said, I'm not.
Hey, don't be making fun of Pat.
effectively done.
What's wrong with you?
I'm just big boned.
I'm
5 against 1 right now. Solos all by myself.
Those are like, where'd my backup go? Well, Bronson's still right there, isn't he?
Yeah.
Jay's hair
Yeah,
looks a
he's
little
on there.
different. Jay's hair looks a little lighter than the rest of the group. Has he been dyeing his hair? Did he add some
Yeah.
red tint to it?
I think he has.
He has the, yeah, he's been doing that.
Because everybody else's hair is like
Are they-
Wait, what
black
is
in
crowd?
there.
Is the crowd chanting you fucked up?
That's what I think they said.
I think so.
Is that what they
Is
you hear
Roman
what the crowd said?
extending his Roman's It
Okay.
looks like Roman was extending his arms as if to
Yeah.
say, we don't have to do this.
Give me a hug, man.
We're not so different, you and I. I still love
Bronson,
Sammy
Take
doing
that.
I still
Smack.
love Sammy doing that
Another
hook
one.
kick because it really does look like he's really fucking a guy up when he does it.
Yeah.
Off the ropes.
This just
Spear-
means that they are not winning.
That's it.
When you get to do this much damage to one guy, you're not winning.
Well, the odds were in favor of that one.
Gotta send the audience home happy.
Yeah, even if they are Canadians.
Oh, wow, they did let him win. Okay.
Yeah, man, why didn't we do another screw job in Survivor Series in Canada?
You know the real quick, CM Punk doesn't even look like he's sweating. Besides, like his chest, like his hair is not wet.
No, he did very minimal work.
He wore a
Yeah,
lot
but
of,
like at the same point, to
he had a lot of deodorant on coming into the match.
like you
He
see
rubbed
this
it on
right?
his forehead.
There's nothing.
He's got a lot of product in his hair.
No, even if you trust me,
maybe
tr-
he's not a
trust
sweater.
me. If there's product in your hair and you're sweating, you know, that's gonna happen,
Maybe he's not a sweater.
dude.
Some people don't sweat. I sweat ridiculous amounts of perspiration. A lot of sweat
Me
going
too.
on in this guy.
Something's got to happen, right?
Maybe it's the. Look at none of them really look like they're sweating.
Except Sami Zayn.
Yeah.
Sammy always looks like death warmed over though.
Yeah, that's because he's out of shape, right, Jeremy?
No, he's in good shape. Just no muscularity. He needs to drink some protein shakes.
Hey, look, not everybody has to have the 2-inch stomach like Kaiser.
That.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you said the low blow. I like happened to look away. I didn't see that happen.
Yeah, I didn't.
I
see
thought
it
it-
either.
I thought his leg gave out. Gave out.
Well, it's 9:30.
It's ended really early, 3.5 hours. I'm surprised.
So the triple threat intercontinental title match, by the way, went 14-25, and the Gunther Priest match went 19-20, and obviously they don't have a match time up for this match yet.
So,
Half hour?
this match?
Yeah, I think it's half. Didn't
Well,
it start
wait.
at
No.
9?
Joe, what
But
time did you
before
say this
9.
match started? Didn't you say 8:46?
8:40, 8:40. Yeah, it was 8:45 or something like that.
8:46.
But
So that means this match actually didn't go as long as the women's match did.
something else has to. I thought there were. Something else has to happen here, right?
Well, that's what I'm figuring out. Shit, I mean, after last year, like, until like you see like it actually changed to like the post game program or whatever.
Yeah.
The post game. And now to Jim in the back with the post game presentation.
Now let's go to those stupid ass.
Heyman's in the corner, like, yes, okay.
Heyman's like, I'm gonna represent the entire tribal chief and his party again. Yay!
The bloodline.
Yeah, whatever. Whatever we want to call him. I'm calling him. I'm calling him this. The tribal chief and his party.
Tribal chief and his.
Oh, this is. You're blocking half the face. Like, what is. I don't.
Nice camera angle.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Jimmy Uso's in the back. Don't even know he's there.
Yeah.
What happened to Jimmy?
Yeah. The producers are gonna. They have a lot to look back on tonight. Ah. This.
But once again, he is lost and looking weak. Looking like a sucker.
No. Something else has to happen.
I mean, they're taking quite some time watching them all walk out of the ring like last year.
Yeah, except they're walking out of the ring. Nothing. Oh, is it this?
This
Fuck, I didn't hear all he said. He said
Punk
something
said
about getting the favor.
Yeah, CM Punk said if I need a favor or when I need the favor, I'm gonna come to you. Come ask you. Yeah,
Yeah, when I need the favor, I'm going to come ask you.
yeah. I'm glad the kid is here. He's not asleep again.
Well, it's early yet. Dad, I don't need to sleep. It's only 9:30.
No, I sent you a picture. I sent you a picture 2 hours ago. He was passed out on the futon down here, but he falls asleep during every PLE. I don't know what it is.
He's got that problem like me. This is not as exciting as I thought it might be.
It's the women's match. What?
Yeah, this is taking a long time for them to get out of the ring.
This is very interesting. Or they're just playing us and they're making it seem like something's going to happen and nothing is.
CM Punk comes back out. He has to come back out with. Okay, there he is. There. What? Okay, so we went all the way to the back and came back.
They probably told him to come back out. Or something.
Something's here. Something's happening here. I don't.
He's gonna jump in front of Roman here in a second. Come on, jump in front of Roman.
One last send off is so weird.
I mean, so this actually makes sense. Now that I'm thinking about it, they are the dominant bloodline, and they are showing that they're the dominant bloodline.
Maybe he's. I know he's showing to go to sleep. Maybe he's saying, "I'm going to put the bloodline to sleep."
Okay. It's not.
Okay, that was dumb.
So if we're setting up The Rock for anything or Seth Rollins, they're not doing that until maybe they didn't want to push anything for the pay-per-view
because of what happened last year.
So what's our next PLE? When December, right? Or is it January that we get the next PLE?
The next PLE
Royal Rumble, right?
Is it the Royal Rumble?
There's an
NXT. We have to wait till February.
There's an NXT thing next week. Then they're making a big deal, of course, about Saturday night's main event, which is in 2 weeks. But then after that, it's not till the Rumble, and that's not till February 1st. So we're talking 2 months.
Wow.
Maybe it also has something to do with the fact that I think that they're giving them all off like Christmas week and shit like that. So
that makes sense.
Well, that's nice
and obviously they're gonna go out of their way to make a big deal about the first Raw on Netflix.
See, that could be it too. They might be saving a lot of this shit for fucking the first Raw. Starting some of this storyline for WrestleMania for their Raw on Netflix.
Yeah, which means that over the next couple of weeks, the next few weeks of TV might be very, very boring. So we shall see. Overall, I think I would have to rate that a solid but unspectacular show.
Yeah. The men's war game was definitely better. I like the fact that there wasn't a
Not
ton
even a
of
question
weapons.
ever.
Still wasn't a great war games. I would really prefer that they go back to traditional Survivor Series matches. I think those are more exciting. But that's just
Yeah.
personal preference.
I get why they've been doing what they've been doing when they have the storylines to do so. Yeah, I would say, I don't know. I think there was no women's championship match because of the war games.
Correct.
Huh.
Because, like, if they did a traditional Survivor Series, you could have broken that down to Solo and Roman being the last two standing. The original tribal chief against the current tribal chief. Who wins?
Yeah. Yeah, they could have.
You'd have to see the thing is, it's like just doing traditional Survivor Series matches anymore doesn't work. There has to be stakes behind it. You
Mhm.
can come up with whatever you want, but you have to have stakes. Preferably T-bone,
I don't
maybe
know.
strip.
I like strip steaks.
Interesting music for this PLE.
Yeah, yeah, it is.
Um,
For some reason, that made me think of the Kitchen Nightmares episode where Ramsey went to a steakhouse that had two different steaks on the menu.
mhm.
They call
Yeah,
themselves
I know
a
that one.
steakhouse. I'm
Um,
like,
Well, we're at the post show, but that's fun. I don't think we want to be on live air for the whole post show. Sounds like another hour.
Yeah.
no.
we are at the post show where we shall be post showing. Oh, but there's there's Jackie, so
Oh yeah, I'm not turning it off until Jackie's not on there anymore. Just
Hmm.
saying.
but because I haven't seen Jackie in a while, it feels like I just haven't caught her when I've been watching any of the
I'm not
shows.
even.
And she didn't red. That's even greater.
Yeah.
But
Wade
no,
Barrett needs to come back.
I would say this pay-per-view was a C. I
Well,
would PLE,
so-
sorry.
I'd say B minus
I've seen a lot of people online who want them to do a Wade Barrett Gunther match because there's
Yes, I've seen that too.
because Wade Barrett's got some bad news.
Yep.
But all right, Jeremy, you want to send us off on our
Yeah.
wonderful day?
We want to thank you for watching. We're sorry Shane joined us and ruined it for the rest of the group. We're sorry that happened.
That's twice. That's twice.
What's with the hostility, man? Just get it, man.
No, we joke around a lot, but no, we were glad that Shane could join us and give some of his insight and be another voice on our podcast for our live event. First time we've been live since when was the last PLE that we did live was
Probably
SummerSlam. Yeah, so it's been a while since we've been live, but we're glad to be here. Hope you guys enjoyed the show. And with that being said, we hope you finish with us.